Howdy, partner. There's a new sheriff in town, and he was for hire. Is his name Pilgrim. Anyway, take the hat off. I got to switch hats, so I look really stupid with the hat on. Anyway, I look like I'm Woody from Toy Story, I was told. So anyway, which is not bad. It's not bad. You know what I mean? You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. All right. Anyway, tonight kicks off Westerns Month on Heroes for Hire Comic Club movie night. And we start off with one of my favorite of all time, maybe one of the most influential movies of the 1960s, or probably one of the most influential movies of all time. When it came out, it didn't catch on right away because it was pretty violent for 1969. But we'll talk about that and more here in a minute. We got my man Fable, which everybody thought he was at the beach, but he was just making his all out so station.
Yeah, I've been in the back rooms for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming here to save me.
I just found out. Well, we finally got you out of there though, so we're on our way to get you. So it's good to see you. Thanks for this is your first time watching this too, right?
First time watching this, and first time diving into classic Western movies.
All right. Well, you're
Yeah.
in for a good streak because we got some good ones coming up after this too. So looking forward to it. We got another guy here that's I think he's seen the movie before, and he's a pretty good dude. We used to call him the man with no name, but now we just call him Rockin' Robbie. Station.
What's up, you yellow-livered cowards? How you doing? And by the way, you got a friend in me. Been stuck in my head for a week. I don't know why, but it's been stuck in my head for a week. Dude, super excited to be here. I am extra excited to hear that this is Fable's first watch and that he hasn't really dived into classic Westerns, which I think is cool. And yes, Matt, not only have I seen this movie, I love this movie, and it's the reason why I'm here. Because you said, hey man, Westerns Month is coming up. Honestly, the shows are looking good, but nobody's really wanting to do the Wild Bunch. And I said, sacrilege! I shall be here to talk about one of the greatest movies of all time, a huge influence on Quentin Tarantino's work, the great Sam Peckinpah.
And also Catherine Bigelow and Robert Rodriguez talk about this film glowingly all the time.
Absolutely, dude. And the performances, William Holden, Ernest Borgnine. We're going to get into all of that tonight, y'all. I am just jealous that you chose this movie before I ever did. But I'm here, man. This is awesome.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, though. I discovered this movie with my dad. My dad loves Westerns, all right? Like anything. Like I used to like, he would come home from work and like the local station, I think it was like a station at like 4 o'clock, they would start like with like Bonanza and Gunsmoke, Have Gun Will Travel, The Life and Times of Wyatt Earp, Wanted Dead or Alive, starring Steve McQueen, Rawhide, starring Clint Eastwood. And so I got used to watching these like Westerns with my dad. Big Valley, Big Valley is another one people might not remember. Barbara Stanwyck was, all you young people probably don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, but all right, it's okay.
No young people are watching this show,
Yeah,
Matt.
that's
Come
true.
on, let's
That's
be
true.
honest.
Lee Major's got to start on that show too. Who actually?
Could you imagine the random 20-year-old that shows the fuck up to this show?
Oh no, like yeah, I really want to hear about William Holden and Ernest Borgnine.
Get out of here, Zoomer.
Robert Ryan, yeah. But like, actually, funny little trivia. The $6 Million Man is from my hometown. So, all right. So that's pretty cool. We do have that going for us, but that's not much, I guess. We got Road Collecting Series. Says, what's up? Big Jeff's in the chat. And perfect name for Westerns Month. We have Two Gun Pedro with us. Pew, pew. All right, we'll get demonetized for the pew pew. I'm not monetized anyway, so it don't matter. You got the cowboy hat. Dang whippersnappers. Yeah, this would be a good Blu-ray purchase, Two Gun.
There's my Geritol.
Okay, so I'm going to get into this. This movie's got a lot of themes to it, but I'm going to talk a little bit about this movie came about. Of course, it's directed by Sam Peckinpah, who, if people don't understand, Sam Peckinpah let me go through a list of some of the movies that he directed in his career. Uh, he directed, let's see if I can find it here, The Deadly Companions, Ride the High Country, Major Dundee. He also directed some you might know, like Straw Dogs, starring, I think, Dustin Hoffman, I think. There was a remake of Straw Dogs. Junior Bonner, The Getaway, starring Steve McQueen and Ally McGraw. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, starring James Coburn and Chris Christopherson as Billy the Kid. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, The Killer Elite, starring James Caan. Convoy, starring Chris Christopherson, and The Osterman Weekend. Unfortunately, he died when he was 53 years old. But he was a very influential. He had a lot of demons. This guy was he was a heavy drinker, a hard partier, but a great filmmaker. Also, this movie went into pre-production, I think, in '68. The screenplay was '65, I think, and it was filmed on location in Mexico. So it's got that kind of authentic feel to it, I think, which a lot of, I don't know, like, also I feel like there's westerns. There's a lost art to make it. Westerns used to be like a very American thing. We always made them. Like going back to the like silent films like Tom Mix, uh, and like we got people like John Wayne, uh, Gary Cooper, and also great directors like John Ford directed some of these westerns, and it used to be a kind of an industry, right? Just making westerns. They'd pump those westerns out. There were these westerns on TV. It kind of died down in the '70s, I think. But honestly, one of the longest running TV shows of all time is Gunsmoke, which is like, I think it ran for like 20 seasons. This is insane to think. But anyway, let's get into our overall thoughts. Fable, I know this is the first time you watched it. What are your overall thoughts of the Wild Bunch?
Well, I've never really been interested in watching westerns as a kid. Um, I was into the science fiction, the spectacle, the action movie, the monsters, stuff like that. When I looked at Western movies, I was like, I don't know, that shit looks kind of boring to me. I don't know if I want to watch some old timey shit, from the 1800s or whatever. Just wasn't appealing to me. And then I was a big gamer, and I played a little game called Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah.
And that game, like, fucking sucked me in. Like, I love Red Dead Redemption, right? And then since then, I've always wanted to dive in, but I just didn't know where to start. And I'm glad I started here. This is a much better starting point for me than my foray into Italian horror. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, you had told me beforehand. You said this was a big influence on Quentin Tarantino and a few other filmmakers that I absolutely love. And we watched this last night. Me, Matt, Jeff, we all watched it last night. And I got to tell you, I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I can definitely see the influence on a young Quentin Tarantino, right? Because this movie, for its time, especially if you know what was going on at the time, if you could put yourself in that era, this movie is incredibly violent, like really violent, like
Yes.
blood just gushing out of gunshots.
And he was trying to make a point. We'll talk about later. He was trying to make a point with this movie.
It's cool as hell. Titties. I was not expecting the amount of titties I saw in this movie. So I can see a young Quentin Tarantino seeing this shit and being like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen as a kid, right? Like, I can put myself in the shoes and see the influence. But not only that, it's a beautiful film, first of all. Like, the shots, the cinematography are absolutely excellent.
I think Sam Peckinpah is one of John Carpenter's big influences too.
Yes.
You can see it, man. I'm a big fan of that Panavision shit, that really wide 70 millimeter. Like, I love that kind of shit. And I saw plenty of that in this movie. A great would you call this a noir or neo noir? I don't know if you would, but there's everybody is morally ambiguous in this movie. And I love that about it too, right? There's no clear heroes in this film.
Yeah, that's on
Um,
purpose. Yeah, that's definitely on purpose too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I love, funny enough, the shit that I would probably hate in other movies, I love in this one, which is like the slow down parts, the parts where they get into their little character developments and they're talking to each other about the old days and showing little flashbacks. I love how they linger on the places that they visit, right? Like that Mexican village. Uh there I'm not Mexican, but I am Hispanic, and I do there's a part of me that understands that old world, right? Like I see it and I'm like, man,
Hmm.
how crazy was it back then, right? Um, yeah, and then ended off with a bang, that freaking shootout. I can definitely see the influence of that shootout on so many people, on so many directors and films in general. Um, it's so cool to see stuff like that, especially for a cinephile like me, right? Like, there's very few movies that I hate. There's movies that I feel like are uninspired or
Yeah.
cash grabs or whatever, but for the most part I can sit down and watch anything and get something out of it. And this one I got so much out of it. It's very how can I say this, it's very damn, you said the perfect word yesterday. It is symbolism. There's a
Yeah.
lot of symbolism in this film.
It's just dripping with symbolism.
Yeah, it's a lot of symbolism. I love it. It's subtle. It's there if you're trying to find it. But if not, it's cool. Just like I said, action movie, titties, guns, like it's layered, and I dig it. So I loved it. I look forward to going further into the Western genre. I'm glad I started here, man.
Booze, broads, and bullets, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's also it's like you said, it's beautifully shot. Because I think the director, from what I've learned about him, he kind of had like a romantic view of this time period,
Yeah.
in the West, and I think he picked like a great subject matter for this one, and like it's kind of like we'll get into it more of like the clash of like ideals, right? Of like the old West meets modern times catching up to
Well,
them.
that's that's okay. So two things that hit me right away is, remember I told you I was a gamer, loved Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption borrows so much from this movie. I noticed, like, so much of its themes, especially Red Dead Redemption 2, because they're at the turn of the century, things are changing, right? And then also where I'm at in my life right now, where the cool things are happening and I can't recognize the cool things because I'm not young anymore, right? So like I hear some shit. It's like, have you read Dungeon Crawler Carl? And I'm like, who
Yeah,
the fuck is Dungeon Crawler Carl? But apparently everybody knows who that is, right? So it's like I'm at that point in my life where it's like things are kind of starting to pass me by. New music isn't exciting to me as it used to be, right? Things
yeah,
have to be really exceptional to catch my eye, things like that. So I'm it hits me on that level too. Sort of like when we watched Nobody. I kind of felt the same way when I watched Nobody. So these movies are hitting on a different level for me. But yeah, my bad.
all right, Robbie, what are your overall thoughts of Wild Bunch?
Well, I absolutely love the movie. I first watched the movie in the early 2000s. I had a mentor named Chris who actually owned the very first comic shop I worked for. Right? Everybody has heard the story that Mark Spears likes to tell, that he like hired me to work at his comic shop, and then we became friends, and then he left, and I took over the store, and blah blah. Blah.
Yeah,
But there was this dude named Chris who was in the middle of that, who was actually like the big guy at the shop. He was the guy who owned it. He wanted to be a silent partner. He put Mark in charge. Our homie David, who runs our local video store, worked there and got me involved. But anyway, long story short, Chris became a mentor figure for me. And Chris was from this. He had a very similar upbringing from a very similar family from the same section of the town that I grew up in, that where I live in now, right? And it's not New York, but we got our little sections, and we got some rough areas, and we got some good areas. And I've never lived in no damn good area, y'all. So, and I was raised in a rough area, right? So he kind of like took me under his wing, and he introduced me to a lot of cinema and comics. He's the reason I'm a Mike Allred fan. He's the reason I'm a Mike Mignola fan. He's the reason why I am the Hernandez brothers. Like why I love Love and Rockets and shit like that, right? Like he's the reason for my love of indie comics. People like Rick Veitch, Robert Crumb, right? Oh shit, who does hate? Peter Bagg, right? A lot of that comes from my buddy Chris and my buddy David, right? But cinematically, Chris led me to so many great movies. I watched for the first time in my life on his recommendation, Little Big Man, starring Dustin Hoffman, right?
A good film.
Cool Hand Luke was the first time, like 20 years old, watching Cool Hand Luke for the first time, changed my life. That's one of those movies, right? Yeah. And then there were a lot of Westerns that he recommended to me. And kind of like Fable, Westerns to me, like my stepdad watched a lot of James Bond, a lot of canon action, 80s shit, Arnold and Sly intermixed with all of that. But he also watched a lot of Westerns, right? And Westerns always came across as boring to me, right? And then on my own, in my like high school years, I went off and I watched like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for the first time on my own, High Noon for the first time on my own. And I really love those movies. And I love Sergio Leone. But when my buddy Chris, my mentor Chris, gave me a Blu-ray copy, or a DVD copy, actually. No, there was no Blu-rays at the time. He gave me a DVD copy of The Wild Bunch. Changed my whole look on what Westerns could be. And what's crazy is that when you look back on it, the Western was like the hugest genre of film in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
But by 1969, when this movie was released, it was on its way out. Kind of like where we are now with superhero movies. I know a lot of people don't like me to say that, but it's kind of true. If you look at the history of cinema, and we are cinephiles, we are not just of the moment. We are cinephiles of the history of cinema, which is just slightly over 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the entire history, superhero films, also Westerns, they have a lot of similarities, right? And what happens is because the Western became so popular, that so many fantastic directors worked in Westerns because that was what studios wanted to put money behind. Just like they're doing with movies today. People look at movies like Endgame or Infinity War or Winter Soldier, and they say, that is cinematic gold and magic. That's exactly what movies like Once Upon a Time in the West that's what their influence and impact was back in those days. Mm-hmm. The Searchers, right? What's the one with Humphrey Bogart? Sierra, what's that one? The Treasure of the Sierra.
Yeah, Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Madre. Yeah.
Great fucking movie, right? And they are epic in scope. They utilize the frame. Sam Peckinpah is one of those guys. Yeah. And that's not something that a lot of people saw at this time. Then you also throw in the idea that Sam Peckinpah is kind of like a maverick filmmaker of the 60s.
He was an outlaw.
He was, right? And people didn't like working with him. But I think the quote is, nobody liked working with him, but those that survived the experience respected him. Right?
Oh yeah. Charlton Heston hated his guts. They did a movie called Major Dundee together.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but they did not like each other at all. And
I actually haven't seen a lot of his filmography. I've seen that one, and I've seen Straw Dogs, which I think is fucking amazing.
Have you seen The Getaway? Have you seen The Giveaway? The Getaway with Steve McQueen? I recommend that one.
Yes, I've seen The Getaway. I forgot that was him. Oh my goodness. Yes. So anyway, I'm just kind of talking about the history. This is more your thing, but man, I love this movie, and it blew me away for the first time because of all those things. Because I instantly recognized something modern about this film, right? Which
Yeah.
is actually not a modern thing about film, but it means it's a timeless film. Meaning that when you watch a film from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s, or even the 90s today, hell, even in the 2000s, hell, 2010 movies are dated today. But when you watch a
Yeah.
movie that feels like it belongs, that's timeless. It's not just makes it. I used to be like, yeah, like I remember when I first watched this movie going, this movie feels modern. No, it's just timeless. And modern movies represent the best of what came before and blaze forward that trail. Great performances, great style, perfect structure. It's a 2.5 hour movie that doesn't feel 2.5 hour movies, unlike the newest Spider-Man film, in my opinion. I fucking think this movie is brilliant. I think it's pushing boundaries for its time and even in today, right? It was uncommon back then to have basically bad guys be your protagonists,
Yeah.
right? But that's what's going on. And there's so much nuance, as much as some of those other movies, like The Searchers is one that I always think of, High Noon, and of course, The Good and Bad and the Ugly, a lot of the Leone stuff, right? But like a lot of those movies, it's very clearly defined, the lines between right and wrong. Leone kind of mixes it up a little bit more than some of the others, like a Ford, for instance.
Yeah.
But yo, this movie, it's like everything is dirt, everything is filthy. And what you were talking about, dude, about time passing you by,
Yeah.
that is exactly what this movie is, because time was passing by the Western at that moment. Time was passing by Sam Peckinpah at that moment, and it was passing by a lot of these actors. And
That's what makes the casting perfect.
It's crazy. This is the first time where I really realized what time period this movie's set in. It's set in like 1913.
Yeah.
And
Early
that blew me
1900s.
away. I was like, that's like 110 years ago.
Yeah.
Bro, that's nuts. You know,
Yeah.
like the difference between now and then, it's just absolutely nuts. Like everything changed so quickly, but this is a snapshot of a moment of monumental change, right? Where the Industrial Revolution and now world wars are about to change the landscape
Yeah.
of everything. I'm sorry.
1914's right around the corner.
I've been reading the story of
Nah,
civilization.
dude, yeah.
I've been reading the story of civilization, so I'm all about that shit now. And so I'm like, dude, the early 1900s, big deal. But no, I love the film. I think it's brilliant. I can't wait to talk more about it, but I've talked too much. I've pulled a Matt on Matt's own show.
Oh, no, it's all right. We only got 3 people, so we're going to have to talk a little bit more, I think.
I love what you said about I love what you said about how things look, right? Because this movie looks noticeably sharper, more, I don't know, more composed. I'm sorry, I'm limited by my vocabulary, but more,
I know what you mean. It's got restraint to it.
Than some
in
things
some ways
that we watched from the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like just a quick example, we just finished Action Fest, right? And we on my channel we had Speed and we had Tango and Cash, right? And Tango and Cash is only a few years prior to Speed, maybe 4 years.
I think 4
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Market difference in the look. Like Speed, you could come out today and it'll still capture you, whereas Tango and Cash looks like a relic. It's old and it's not even that old. It's crazy.
One thing I really wish I knew more about, and it's something that I would love to actually maybe even take a fucking college course about or some shit, is like cinematography and like lenses.
Yeah.
And like how lenses and the film, because I'm just starting to really get that nerdy about film.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be like what's
that.
70 mil, 35 mil, and like I know the differences, but like I don't know about a lens. Like I was watching Tom Cruise talk on a podcast about lenses, and I was like, I have no idea. But he's like, yeah, if you want that kind of like, you use this lens, and you do.
Yeah.
I have no idea about any of that, and I'm about to meet Dean Cundy, so I really got to brush up, man. I got to brush up.
It's interesting to talk about that because Although I think it's like with this movie, it's like this. It can go from still to like completely violent in the snap of a finger, which is what it would have been like to be around people like this.
Yeah.
These are very
And
volatile. Yeah, these are very volatile men. Like I think it really sets the tone. The first of it, when they go into town, and the first thing you hear William Holden say, "If they move, kill them."
yep. Bro, the tension in that first scene,
Yeah,
that I think is what I've heard John Carpenter reference in particular about this film, is the tension and how to build it in that film. Look at that influence on Assault on Precinct 13, for instance, right? Like the way that things build before they start and you see it coming. It like it forecasts it so obviously. But the thing that makes it so tense is that you know something terrible is about to happen.
yeah.
Right.
You see
And
the,
you
the,
and nobody else can stop it.
you
right?
see the parade coming. You see the guys ready for the ambush, and you realize very quickly that William Holden does not give a fuck about any civilian casualties when he kicks the conductor out the door,
Right.
because he knows what's going to start it off. He knows it's going to start it off because he knows these guys got a hair trigger. Also, at the heart of this
Because he
movie,
also knows they're just hiring a bunch of fucking drunks.
yeah,
Right?
Also, that's a good symbolism right there. Like William Faber told us last night. You see the kids playing with the scorpions, and they stick the ants on them, and then they burn the ants. You see the buzzards up above after all the shooting is done, and then you see L.Q. Jones and what's his name from Cool Hand Luke. I can't remember the actor's name all of a sudden. Strower Martin run down there, and I go like, I shot him first, and they're like, oh, don't worry about that. Help me get his boots off, TC. They're just sitting there like they're like buzzards themselves.
Right.
And also, there's a complicated relationship here, and I think the movie at the heart of it's about the relationship between Robert Ryan's character and William Holden's character, and like he still admires him because he's like, well, no, William Holden. He says when he talked about Pike never got caught.
Right.
He got caught.
There's that moment where he's like, I love this moment, but he says something like, you guys don't understand. We are about to deal with men.
Yeah.
And I wish I was with them.
Yeah. I wish I was with them.
And then he goes, the next time one of you fucks up, I'm right off.
Yeah. And like,
how many of us have done that? Next time, motherfucker, I'm out.
There's also a melancholy to this movie.
Oh yeah.
But also, this is a movie of its time, and I'll tell you why I say that. This is 1969, 68 when this movie was made. I think it was filmed in 68. Came out in 69. The Vietnam War is in full swing. We just at 68, I think, was the Tet Offensive. And people this is before they censored the news in war. Like, people were getting the unfiltered news. Tom Brokaw and all these people were coming up there, and they had reporters in Vietnam. You saw body bags. You saw soldiers, American soldiers.
That was really
wounded.
the first time the American public saw that. You know what I'm
so
saying? Like,
he's doing that in this movie too with the violence. But also, like I heard something Catherine Bigelow said about this film. He ups the violence so much that by the end of it, you're sick of seeing. You're like, I can't take any more violence. He wants the audience to be like, I can't take any more of this shit. Because that's what these guys feel like. They live around death all the time. When you lived in that time period, we're talking about Pancho Villa. Life meant nothing to a lot of people. It was cheap. Life was cheap.
Still is in a lot of places.
Yeah, in a lot of countries. And like Pop's made a good point that like the Wild, it's kind of like The Professionals. This is another great movie with Lee Marvin and Burt Lancaster and Woody Strode, which I love that movie too. And it's also about these guys, and they know they're, as much as they want to get this like invisible dream that they can't even think about what it is, like, oh, if we just do one more job. And when William Holden says something very pointed, we need to start thinking beyond our guns because that time's coming soon. But then like the end of it, it's just like Peckinpah was not like, he did not plan things out. His director of photography says when they were getting ready to do that final scene, he goes, hold on, before we do that, I want to do a walk. He goes, what do you fuck you mean a walk? And he told William Holden, and William Holden is kind of just like him. They were both hard drinkers, but he told William Holden, we just wanted you to do a walk. And like, he knew exactly what he meant. So like you get this scene and where he's in there with these young prostitute, right? And you can tell he's just like, I'm tired of this shit. And he doesn't say what. And he looks at Warren Oates and Ben Johnson and says, let's go. And he did not have to say anything else. They knew exactly what he fucking meant.
That one dude just looks at him and goes, well, why not? And the
Yeah.
best part is when they walk out and Ernest Borgnine's character is there, and he's just beaming.
Yeah.
Because he
like,
knows what's up too.
Finally. Because they
Oh my
let
God.
Angel down earlier anyway.
I know, man.
Me and Faye were talking about that. And like, I understand Borgnine's in a tough situation. What's he supposed to do? He's outnumbered. But like, it was just cold blooded the way they did it. And then you could tell they were like, but these guys are not good men. We know that they're violent men. They live by. Also, we'll get into the themes later, but I don't want to blow it already right now. But I'm so excited to talk about this movie. Like, you don't really understand, guys. I have loved this movie since like 1999, and I have never had a chance to talk to other people about this movie.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I'm
No,
so
like,
happy I'm here, man.
Yeah.
Me
I'm saying,
neither. None of my homies. I was talking to Brooks about it. I was like, man, I should have let you know, and like you should have watched you should talk about the Wild Bunch. He goes, I've never seen the Wild Bunch. And I was like, what? What? Like, and Brooks loves Westerns. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is the dude. Brooks is the guy who introduced me to Dead Man, which is another great Western.
That's why I titled this show an underrated classic, ? Because it's also not just underrated, it's an under the radar classic.
It really is. It doesn't get mentioned in the same breath.
It
as
was
a lot
kind
of
of buried by
other
Warner Brothers because at the time, this is when the MPAA was starting to do their ratings, right? They had just came up with rated R. And if they had not just came up with that rating system, this this would have not been released.
Well, it got an X rating at first.
Yeah.
And then they had to cut some stuff down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you got to realize, like, the blood, it's the bloody, like, and like you kind of see these guys. It's just like they know this was the only way it was going to end. They know they're not good people. But the thing is, even the people chasing them are not good people.
Yeah, nobody here.
Nobody really. Like,
maybe honestly, it's even like, yeah, they're not good people, but actually, are they not? Are they? Like, it's the crazy thing is, like, so what's the people on the good guy side, right? Like the hired goons who are itching with their trigger fingers.
Well, the guy that runs the railroad's a piece of shit.
Exactly, but like even the guys they hire, right? Aside from is it Dalton or whatever? What the fuck is his name? I can't remember right now.
Shit, it's Robert Ryan's character. I'll look it up.
Thornton,
Dick Thornton.
Yeah. So like even like, because that was a big thing, especially in the Old West, right? With the the gut rot that they were drinking. That it wasn't our fine Kentucky bourbon that we have today, was it?
No,
Matt?
it was not. They would put tobacco juice in that shit.
But like they actually live by a fucking code, more so than most men do today. And even then, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But I think what you're absolutely right. But at the same time, that is the heart or the center of this film, is that everybody here is morally ambiguous, and they're all sort of the classic bad guy, but then you have the old version meets the new version.
These guys are men of violence. That's all they understand.
They're men of violence, but they're men of honor, which is weird.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments in the movie is when Holden says something like, William Holden's character says something like, if you give a man his word, you stick with it. And then Ernest Borgnine's character says, no, it matters who you give that word to. Because, me and Fable and Matt, I guarantee you, I will lie to a cop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody pulls me over. Hey, you been smoking tonight? Nah, man.
Yeah. But like
either of these guys, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know.
Like, I wish I had a boy. Like, have you seen this? There's a video of this guy, and a bail bondsman comes looking for this guy. He goes, "Is Rico there?" And he's like, "Well, you know, I'm not him, right?" And I might have been Rico or something. The guy's like, and the guy's at the door. He's like, "Well, he's not here." He said, "What's your name?" He goes, my name's Craig Jones. He goes, is that really your name? He's like, yeah. He says, you can't. He says, you got ID? He goes, no. He just like one word. He just gets fucked with this guy because he knows he can't do that to him. He's like, well, you have ID? He goes, yeah, but I'm not showing you. And then the guy, he closed the door. He knocks on the door again. He goes, yeah, who are you looking for? Oh, you're looking for a donut shop? He's like, no. He says, you heard what I'm looking for. He goes, are you still going to call yourself Craig? He goes, yeah. It's just like, I don't know, but it's kind of like that. Like, that's the way we'd be like, you got to cut on. I'm not going to rat on my boy, even if he is hiding in the house, right?
Bro, I already told everybody I've ever lived with and everybody I've ever worked with, yo, if they call and they ask for me, but they use the name Robin, tell them I'm not here. That's my legal name. And I like.
So, we got a cop in the. Are you a cop?
Hell yeah, man! I'm not driving. Let's go, man. I got some bourbon.
If you're a cop, Aaron, you have to tell us, okay?
You got to have bourbon to talk about a Western.
Yeah. Also, there's the scene was interesting is because these guys do have a code of honor, but like he shoots the guy. He's like, I can't go on, Mr. Bishop. You know, I can't ride no more. I can't see it. He shoots him, and like he kind of makes this smart ass remark, like William Holden's like, well, you ready to go, or you want to give him a proper burial? And, well, I think we should give him a proper burial. And Ernest Borgnine's like, yeah, maybe we should sing some hymns and also have a church service. It's like, because it's not what he's saying. It's like, dude, we don't have time to stop. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is.
I also interpret that scene where he's kind of cutting him, being like, so you chose to leave during a church fucking parade, and we caused all of this fucking commotion. We caused these innocent people not involved in our shit to die. Then they find out it's all about a bunch of washers. Some bullshit, man. And I just love how they can like
such a hilarious scene though. Like they
through their camaraderie, they eventually like they just quickly let it go. What it is what it is, man. You know, and that's something I love. Like there's something so masculine about these movies, and it's like I don't know, man. I'm not that guy trying to say that everybody's soft nowadays and shit, but don't we need more? Like, I think more like this, like, I don't know. I have a lot of people go, Robbie, like when things shift and change and this happens, or like, how do you deal with anxieties and blah, 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 blah. Bro, like, this is what it is, man. Life's gonna roll on.
Regardless,
we ain't got no fucking choice. You know,
we ain't got no time. We ain't got no choice.
That's what I love about these movies is because even though these guys are ambiguous protagonists and maybe they're not good guys, maybe they're bad guys, ultimately, honestly, they are. Same thing with a lot of Tarantino movies, right? Nobody's good in Pulp Fiction. They're all fucking bad people. Maybe a couple of the women.
Time in Hollywood, Cliff Booth killed his fucking wife with a spear gun.
But the point being, like I don't know, man, they may not be good dudes, but they do kind of like do what is necessary for what they need to do to protect everybody immediately. And I love the gist of the movie where they're never trying to overthrow this regime. They don't give a fuck about governments or politics or anything about that. But they have their own sense of what is right and what is wrong. And even when they try to deny it, they can't because it eats at them, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but I think you hit the nail on the head with the masculinity bit and what a man is or versus what is going on here, right? Like there is this like this is how it is shit, and you got to deal with this shit. This is what you signed up for. You take responsibility for the shit you signed up for.
This is what you sowed.
Right. And we ain't got time to be crying over this shit.
Hey,
we just got to deal with it. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of people get shielded from these days. You get to, you get to, I don't know, not deal with the situation directly, right? You get to circumvent it a little bit these days.
Since we're talking about Westerns, you got to cowboy the fuck up. That's what he's trying to tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at that moment, like there's a moment where Pike tells Angel, he's like, hey man, you either accept it and live with it right now, or we're fucking leaving your ass right now, dude.
Mhm.
When he's all like, "Oh, my prostitute girlfriend fucking went with the general."
Oh yeah, we know what's crazy though. Like, there's no subtitles.
By the way, he
right?
just shoots that bitch, dude. He's
Hey,
like,
there's no
"Boom."
subtitles, right? There's no subtitles for that scene
I love that, dude.
when he's talking to her. And Fable translated it for us.
Mhm.
And what she said to him, no wonder he shot her, because that was some cold-blooded shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know what she said, but I could tell because of the way she fucking delivered it, and she was laughing and shit. What did she
Yeah.
say? What did she say?
Well,
Did she say
basically,
she had a small penis or some shit?
no. She didn't say nothing bad to him, but he was like, well, first of all, if you know that dude, Hibachi, I think his name is, he's responsible for Angel's father's death.
Yeah.
Okay, that girl is from his town,
Mapache.
and I think they had a prior relationship prior to Angel leaving the town or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he sees her and he's like, you left our town to be with this son of a bitch, like this fucking loco ass dude. And she's like, yeah, there's nothing for me in that town. Fuck that town, that kind of shit. So he was like, oh, bitch.
Oh, he cared about that town, dude.
Yeah,
Because
you
like
know
we
what I
were
mean?
still like community, we were still community and family driven as a society back then, and that's something that has changed, right? Like in the years and decades after the Industrial Revolution and throughout the two world wars and then the Cold War. It's just industrialization, technology. We went away from everything being anchored by family and community into the importance of the individual. And that's kind of what's really led a lot of people to where they are, because we're all just out there on our own without true support from people, without like somebody that we know. As long as we live by the same fucking rules and code, you got my back, bro. Like, we are fortunate to have these people. Unfortunately for a lot of us, we all live hours and hours away. But like, I would kill for either of you two if somebody truly wronged our code of honor. Somebody stole your comics.
Would say, right? The total masculinity also embodies the old ways, right? Where we respected, even though we did our dirt. A man's a man, a woman's a woman. You gotta respect certain things, right? And I love how he's aging, right? Like he's becoming very aware of his time frame. Like
he was already 50 years old when they cast him in
yeah.
this movie too. Yeah.
Like when he tries to get on that horse and they're laughing at him because whatever, he couldn't get on the horse the right way, whatever it was. I think that whole scene embodies like, okay, you're like a few steps away, right? Like this is it. This is the end for you. And he embodies that. I love that. Okay, but I'm not gonna pick him as my main standout. Also want to give a shout out to the General Hibachi. That actor, I think he's awesome. I love that dude. I've seen him in other things.
I love when
He's a
you see him
director,
right
too.
before, like when the gringos are there, right? And they're like, he parades the dead girl.
Yeah.
And you just see how disheveled he is and
Yeah.
drunk he is.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the one moment you
Yeah.
really see him outside of how else he is portrayed, which is usually just this like overfed, fucking over drinking buffoon.
Yeah.
You know?
I love when they shot homegirl. She was in his arms when they shot her. And when he finds out what the fuck they shot her for, he just starts laughing like,
Yeah.
you got this way over a bitch, man. When they negotiate and shit, he's like, very good, Gringo.
Brother,
good.
there's a lot
Got you."
about like 90s urban gangster films that are very Western.
Yeah.
Very Western, right?
Yeah.
And mafia films are very Western
Yeah.
in
Well, you
general.
know,
Any gangster films in general. I mean, I guess it's technically the same thing, just the time period.
the guy that
Different
played the
setting.
lieutenant, the one that was like, very smart, Gringo, you're very smart.
Yeah.
That's the bad guy from Three Amigos.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
We are the three. Whatever
Yeah.
the hell they do. I
Amigos.
don't know.
But yeah, shout out to
I knocked my headphones off.
I looked up the actors. It's Emilio Fernandez as General Mapache. Shout out to that.
Yeah,
He's
he was
awesome.
a famous Mexican director too at the time.
Yeah, he was. They say he's one of the greatest too.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time. He's friends with Peckinpah. That's why.
Um,
He was in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia too. If you've never seen that movie, I highly recommend it. All right, go ahead.
Shout out to him. But my main standout, somebody that I was not expecting to stand out for me, because every time I seen this guy, he was in a comedy or something, like from old TV shows or whatever. But that's Ernest Borgnine. I think Ernest Borgnine is fantastic in this film. Totally caught me off guard with how good he is. Um, how he plays the perfect second to William Holden's character, right? He's kind of just like waiting for Holden to get on that horse, like, you know what I mean? Come on, dude. Like, I know you're old and shit, but like, fuck that. We're still here. We're still
And he
around.
Holden always yells at him, "Come on, hurry up, you lazy bastard!"
I like, you know me. I always like loyalty. I always like characters like that have your back. And like Robbie said, that scene where Holden finally says, "You know what? Fuck that. Let's go get Angel." And he's like, "Hell yeah." And the scene where he leaves Angel, I thought was very powerful. Everything was in the eyes. Everything was in the look. He did such a great acting job. But my favorite scene from him was definitely the one that Robbie mentioned earlier, where he was like, "I gave my word" or whatever, and he's like, "It doesn't matter. It's who you give your word to." And I thought I was really strong. Yeah, Ernest Borgnine, man, wow, totally caught me off guard. Great performance by him.
Absolutely, that's a great pick. And the thing about Ernest Borgnine, I always before this movie, I always thought of the black hole. He was in the black hole. And McHale's, I think it was McHale's Navy. I think he was on the show.
McHale's Navy, yeah. So I said it's always like a comedy. When I see him, he's always joking around and laughing, but this was like very serious.
What's interesting about this movie is some of these guys are Hollywood royalty. Like William Holden, he was in Sunset Boulevard, which is one of my favorite all-time old Hollywood movies. So we got old Hollywood in this, and these guys, like Holden and Borgnine, are already in their 50s. They were born in 1917 and 18, respectively.
Yeah, around the time this movie took place, which is crazy when you really think about it. Yeah. When I think of Ernest Borgnine, the first movie always pops up as Escape from New York.
Oh, yeah, forgot that.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie, who's a cast member you'd like to highlight?
Well, I really appreciate that Fable pulled a Gary B and chose half of the main cast. I thought that was great. He basically chose the Wild Bunch and company. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, let's just real quick. I got to mention William Holden is the character of this movie, right? And he is such a interesting and compelling and at times rather charismatic figure. I love that we see him in certain flashbacks and in certain moments when he's in between tense bits with his own brothers, basically, right? Of letting that stoicism loosen, right? And he kind of enjoys it. And you actually it like endears you to him, like he endears himself to his men. Because he will do anything for these men. Ernest Borgnine is amazing. I'll also say that Robert Ryan as Deke Thornton is awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies are very awesome in particular. But and Jaime Sanchez as Angel is really cool. So I can pull my own little Gary B there. But I just want to mention real quick how much I enjoyed the Gorch brothers this time. They were like cracking me up. There's a lot of young guns that came from this movie, right? Yeah. Especially towards the end. And the Gorch brothers are like those dipshits in Young Guns who aren't Billy the Kid or Chavez. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like the dipshits, but like they still add characters, right? Like they're the other vampires in the Lost Boys that are not Kiefer Sutherland, or Alex Winter, just because we have an affection for Alex Winter, but he was actually one of those ones too. But there's something about him that I really love. I love how they are so quick to question Pike and then so quick to be like, yes, sir.
Okay. Back down, yeah.
And especially at the end when like they're sitting and they're the ones that like fucking blow the guns in the fucking wine like the wine keg or wine barrel, and like they got the women and they're just like dancing in it, then they're like swimming in the like I'm like man, they're fucking in that wine. I hope nobody's drinking this fucking wine for the next few weeks.
Come on. Let me see those.
They ruined that wine. They ruined that wine.
I love that one's like digging through them. They're so authentic, man. But then once again, they're not just DTF. They're DTF. They're down to fuck and they're down to fight, bro.
Yeah.
And that moment where you see what's been built up. They already have like a little bit of tension with Pike, right? And the way things are being run, they're talking about their cut and that one part of the movie, right? And all that kind of shit. But it quickly turns to camaraderie in that scene. And then this one, it comes back full circle. They're in the midst of all this shit. They're basically trying to swindle this poor woman out of her fair wages.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I know, right?
And then he's like, let's go. And like you mentioned earlier, Matt, they don't even mention what the fuck they're talking about. They know. And he goes,
they know exactly what's
why the fuck not, basically is what he's saying. And they're there. So I love that. They are the wild bunch, but they are a bunch of comrades, muchachos.
When Holden's like saying, y'all are sitting there banging whores in tandem, and he's like, what's that mean? And Ben Johnson's like, that means one after the other. Yeah, that's what we was doing.
Yep. And then they all just start laughing. Like it breaks the tension, man. It really does. I love. Well, I love those guys.
They're the only guys who kind of are living in the moment, where everybody else is living in the past or dreading the future. And they're just like
talking. I'll be right back. I gotta go back,
man. Yeah, hold up. Who gives a shit, man? Like you said, DTF, man. DTF.
Well, I love that because there's that moment where they're the first ones to say that was supposed to be your last job, Pike. That was it. We were out of the life. We were going to go down south. So what are you going to do? We know now, after we learned those characters, that wasn't their last job. They were going to fuck their way through that fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Like so quickly, man.
Yeah.
And we all know people like that. We've been people like that, man.
Yeah.
So like, we know that, but when that really sets up that great moment where Pike tells Dutch that, and he says, this was supposed to be my last job. And it's got a somberness.
It's different.
And a weight to it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when they came in with the Mexican chicks and he was like, I'd like you to meet my fiance.
Yes.
They're like, you young motherfucker. You guys are just out of control.
They are, dude, man. Like, honestly, I would like to say that I would be a Pike in this situation, but I'm one of them motherfuckers. I'm probably one of the Gorse brothers, man. It's me and you, brother.
Oh, yo, I thought several times, and it didn't happen, which is great. I love when it messes with my expectations. I thought those two guys were going to get these guys killed so many times.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you said they were shooting the wine. I was like, oh my God, these guys are going to get fucking Pike in trouble.
But they were always down. Like, even when Angel shot that bitch, like, they, like, grabbed his ass, punched him out. They were like, whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, and they went out at the end in the big shootout. I mean, they were
on that dude was the one was on the machine gun. Oh my goodness, man. That was great.
Yeah.
An interesting thing about Ben Johnson I'd like to share. He was a rodeo champion. He was a Bronco champion. He got his first job as he delivered a consignment of horses to a film that was being done by Howard Hughes.
Oh, wow.
That's how he got into the business, and he works as a stuntman. And he caught John Ford's eye because he was doing a movie called Fort Apache with Henry Fonda, and one of the stunt doubles was Ben Johnson, and these guys got in trouble with a runaway carriage. He jumped in and stopped it and saved these guys' life, and John Ford gave him a 7-year contract for his movies. And Ben Johnson said once he saw that he was going to get $5,000 a week, he stopped reading, signed it, and handed it back. So, and
also a major shout out to the horses in this fucking film.
Oh my
They
God,
went
they do a
through
lot
a
of work,
lot of
yeah.
shit, dude. Those poor fucking
Dude.
horses, dude.
They blow that bridge with those horses on it, dude. That was fucking wild.
They send them asses. They're like tumbling down the goddamn desert.
You
They're
could
like
not do
fucking
that
in
now.
the water.
Oh no,
Oh, my.
like PETA and ASPCA would say,
Oh my
we
Lord.
would not let them do that with them horses on a bridge.
That
again.
Yeah.
that bridge
There's no
scene,
way.
that bridge scene where I was like, are those fucking fake horses? Because
No,
those
they were
those
real.
horses
They're dudes
just
in
broke
fucking
their
suits.
legs. Yeah. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck, dude. They were like, put some horses and some dudes on the bridge. We're gonna blow it up, guys. You ready?
And I want
Brace
to say something else
yourselves.
about your pick. Your other pick with the brothers is just Warren Oates. Is one of the most unsung actors of the 70s and 60s. He was in A Heat of the Night, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. He was also Sergeant Hulka in Stripes with Bill Murray.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
also,
we gotta cover that movie sometime. Man.
oh, we ever do like a comedy month or something, we're going to do that. He's also was born in 1928 in DePoy, Kentucky. So I have a little kinship with him too. Him and Harry Dean Stanton are both Kentuckians. And if anybody does, any film buff knows who Harry Dean Stanton is too. But Warren Oates is one of these guys, just like, he never really got the starring roles, but he was like this character actor that was always good. He's good in this movie. He was good in everything. It's kind of like when you see Gene Hackman. When I saw Gene Hackman in a movie, I'm like, well, even if this movie's shitty, Gene Hackman's role will be really awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
The same thing with him. If this movie's going to be bad, it's still going to be, his part's going to be good. But I want to give a shout out to Jaime Sanchez. He was a Puerto Rican stage actor who got his break in the 1950s. And he's the only living member of this cast that's still alive.
Wow.
He's 87 years old now. Yep.
Wow.
He was born in
All right, Boricua, let's go.
Yeah.
Our people in this movie. Let's go.
And he was in a lot of movies. Like he was in Serpico, Bobby Deerfield, Big Trouble, Invasion USA. Like Bad Lieutenant, Carlito's Way. He's in Carlito's Way, which is one of my favorite, like, Brian De Palma films. So this guy had a long career. And so shout out to him. I thought, like, also, he kind of changed the Wild Bunch in a way. He was the young guy. And like, he's like, look, if you're going to steal these guns, look, I can't stop you, but give some to my people. And like, normally they would have said, get fucked. They would have told him to just go fuck yourself or taking all the guns there. But then William Holden says, well, we could lose one box of guns on the way.
Because it's one of his dudes.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the whole bit with the brothers where they're like, this guy's new. Like, I don't want to share, like, split my shit.
And I love the part where Jaime Sanchez is like, he says, please don't hurt me, por favor. Like, I tell you what, Gringo, you can have my silver washers. And also, he's got this passion. He's still kind of younger than these guys, right?
Yes.
So
he's got the passion, man. Yeah.
And like the older guy,
he's the one that still cares about a woman.
Yeah, like William Holden's like, this is just some dumb broad. You can find another one. Like even the old man, the old Mexican guy in the village says this girl was a whore.
Yeah.
He was blinded by this chick. She, this is just like he just.
There's a subtle bit where they're explaining kind of like, and I love it. This movie does not beat you over the head with this shit. Like, but when William Holden reveals that, yeah, I fell in love with a woman, I wanted to marry her, and blah blah. He kind of like sees, I think, a little bit of himself, how he used to be in Angel, right?
Yep. Angel and the brothers, I think that's why he keeps them around, so he could like kind of mentor them a little bit. Yeah.
And I want to go back to William Holden too, because
they're like the real Expendables, by the way.
Yes.
Right, the Wild Bunch. This is like these are the real Expendables, man.
Yeah. I just want to go over like some of these movies that he did. He was in Our Town, Blaze of Noon, Dear Ruth, Bridey Girl. So I can find he was in a 12 minutes over Tokyo, I think is the name of it. Stalag 17.
That's one of my
bridge
favorite
over-
movies, man. A Billy Wilder classic. That's
The
one of my
bridge
favorite movies, man.
over the River Kwai, which is a perfect film in my opinion.
That's a great movie too. Yeah.
He was in Sunset Boulevard. You know, I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
I fucking love that movie, man. Who
And,
are we
he was-
talking? Who are you talking about right now?
William Holden.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay.
Well,
cool.
and also like at the time period,
I thought you were talking about Jaime still, and I was like,
No.
dude, I do not remember this shit.
William Holden.
He seemed
William
to be
Holden,
way
like,
young to
and
be in
he
Sunset
gets this out,
Boulevard.
like maybe I'm totally out reaching here, but William Holden was like the heartthrob of his era. He was the Brad Pitt
Yeah.
of his era.
Yeah.
But by the time
At
he makes
least
this
the
movie-
Matt Damon.
at least the Matt Damon. But by the time this movie come out, he's already in his 50s. He's kind of acquired a bad drinking problem, just like Sam Peckinpah. So that's kind of why Sam Peckinpah, they said, saw a lot of William Holden in himself. And that's why he cast him in this role. Now, there were other people considered for this role. But when it came down to it, William Holden was the one. And unfortunately, he also was in Network. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie, but Network basically fucking predicted the future of cable news.
I fucking love that movie, man.
And it's, you know, and like that was one of his last films. Unfortunately, he was a big drinker. He fell in his apartment, hit his head, and died of I think a hematoma or something. So
Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
To think about like how like we always talk about the dangers of alcohol, like to your liver or your kidneys or your pancreas and all that, or your heart. You can also just fucking fall and knock yourself fucking out and like bleed to death.
yeah, there was nobody there to help him. But anyway, it's got this like him and Robert Ryan together, just like they're not on camera a lot.
I
Except for
know,
a
dude. It's
flashback
like
sequence.
they're like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart in the X-Men.
Yes. And like you feel like he just wishes he was with him. He wishes, and like you could tell that William Holden Pike wishes that guy will still ride with him, because he did that goes like stand up dude. You know, it's just like if it's something, if there'd been another circumstance that changed, William Holden would have ended up in his position, and he knows it.
And here's a very Coen Brothers thing: they never have that final confrontation.
No.
It never happens. Like the whole movie is setting that up. They veer this other thing
No
in.
Country for Old Men.
Yeah, exactly.
hold on. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead. If you got anybody else, I'm sorry. I'll come in.
No, I'm done with that. I just want to talk about any chance to talk about William Holden, because he was one of my favorite. Like when you talk of like old Hollywood, like the golden age of Hollywood, I think of people like William Holden, Clark Gable, and John Wayne, and people like that, and Paul Newman, you know, Steve McQueen. And I think it's a bygone era. Unfortunately, we don't have guys like this anymore. I don't think we do. Where it's like, okay, they're not like a character.
Are you telling me Glenn Powell is not William Holden to you?
Fuck no, he ain't. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I'm
William
inclined to
Holden, I'm pretty
agree.
sure that William Holden could, even in his 50s, could have whipped Glenn Powell's ass.
Yeah, probably.
But what I meant is like, I don't know. It's like a bygone era. Like they don't make guys like that anymore. Like Steve McQueen and William Holden, they don't make guys like that no more. It's just,
No, they don't.
unfortunately. But yeah, it's all. I don't know. I don't know. There's just something to me that's romantic about this time period in Hollywood. Even before that, like the 40s and 50s.
We need to make Hollywood great again.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know if they can ever go back.
He
to
joked. That. He joked. Everybody. He joked.
I know. Well, there's no going back, obviously, to that. But or you could be like Erod Roth and just make a bunch of AI slop now. But all right, we'll talk about something else.
Well,
hey,
I wanted
whatever.
To,
give him a break, man. Watch the movie first. I'm watching it this week.
All right. Well, let me know. I still want to watch it though.
I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to say, like, some people I say, hey man, what if I used AI to like do something? They're like, yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I don't care.
I'm just joking.
As long as
The
it looks
movie might
good.
be shit, dude. The movie's probably
As long
shit,
as it
dude.
looks
Who
good,
knows?
like, you know, but you gotta be careful. It's like, as long as it's not like the fucking AI or CGI we saw in Expendables 4.
Apparently, it's in some animation sequence. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it because
Oh,
I'm
who cares?
a big Eli Roth guy, and even
Well, I heard
movies of his that
Spider-Man
people
used a little
hate,
bit too. Yeah.
I love. So I don't know. I'm still very excited. In fact, because so many people hate it, I think I'm going to like it more.
Also, though, Robbie, I don't think a lot of people understand when somebody says generative AI, they also mean CGI that's controlled by AI.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a whole conversation that I'm just now starting to try to like philosophically wrap my head around. But like, there's a difference between create this in this style and creating something on your own and having it help you enhance it a little bit.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you could do that with your thumbnails on a YouTube video or whatever. No, I mean, like you take a regular picture and then AI helps you like do like certain things. I don't know.
Or it gives you ideas.
Yeah.
It can give you ideas too that you can then have an actual artist or you yourself can
co-op
do.
those ideas. Yeah. That's right. It's like you can get an idea like if you're doing a term paper from a magazine article, but you have.
By the way, none of the guys in the Wild Bunch would have ever used AI.
No, they would have been like, "What the fuck's an AI?"
Or maybe they would have, because honestly, the machine gun and that automobile are kind of like the AI of their era.
Well, also, you know what? Before we move on to style and structure, I thought it was cool them having Colt 1911s in this movie.
Yeah.
Like having the Gatling gun, and they go, "Oh, we got grenades."
But there's a big difference between me or you using AI because we can't draw and shit, and then industry that has creatives that are very well versed in what they can do, and not giving them the job to do these things and using a computer. That's.
But then there's also a side of it where we keep saying, "Hey, studios, you don't need to spend as much money on these movies." So maybe they give somebody a smaller budget. I heard Ice Cream Man was only made for about $5 million, which is incredibly low by today's standards.
We're going to do that. Let's see practical effects again, dude. We could do some.
I think I heard there's a lot of practical. I don't know. I got to watch Ice Cream Man. I'm not defending the goddamn movie.
We're not doing a generative AI
yeah,
debate.
We're not doing generative AI.
We're not doing an AI debate. Okay.
Can I just shout out one more guy before we move on? I wanted to shout out the old man in this movie. I forgot his name in the movie. But
the dude with the fucked up teeth?
Yeah.
He was like, hey, how did my grandson do? And dude's like, why didn't you tell me that was your fucking grandson?
Yeah.
Edmund O'Brien.
He's dead, motherfucker. We left him to die.
Yeah.
His name is Edmund O'Brien.
I love when they throw the dynamite when he's about to take a shit. And he's like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy reminds me of Brother Joe. Shout out Brother Joe. Love this dude in this movie. But yeah. All right, sorry. We can move on. My bad.
Well, let's talk about style and structure, which is going to be a interesting topic. And I'll start with you, Robbie, this time.
I mean, it's got style. It looks gorgeous, man. Like, look at any frame, pause it, stop it. Look at the composition. You can study it. Everybody's where they should be. It's not where they should be, right? Because then a lot of people like to break down composition. You know, you got the three rule, or the 3 grid rule, and you got a lot of things within that, and like how to compose a shot, blah, 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 blah. No, sometimes it's about knowing what the rules are and knowing how to break them that still looks aesthetically pleasing to the human eye. That's what you see in the framing of this movie. The story and the dialogue is amazing. One of my favorite line of dialogue. How does it feel to be so goddamn right?
Yeah.
When Thornton is talking to the railroad guy.
To him too. It's like really telling what the guy says to him.
Yes. He goes, pretty damn good, right? Or some shit like that. He's like, this feels pretty damn good. This is also a huge influence, I think, on Frank Miller. Look at how Frank Miller writes his heroes who are not necessarily what we would call good guys. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Marv from Sin City.
100%. You remember one of the whole bits about Marv's character in Sin City is that somebody says, I think it's actually when he shows up in Big Fat Kill, or maybe Damned to Kill For.
It's called Clive Owen's character says it.
Yeah, and he's like, he belongs in another era.
Yeah,
dude.
If he lived during gladiator times, they'd been throwing women at him.
Exactly. Or if he lived in the Old West, man. And Sin City's very close to a Western. And film noir actually is very close to the Western. I feel like the good guys have less brotherhood than the bad guys. I think that's something they really put in to the story that I really, really liked. The Wild Bunch, they're just wanting to be free, and they accept all who are not after them. If you're not coming after me, you're okay with me, and I have your back. And that's kind of my philosophy in life. If you ain't coming for me, I ain't coming for you. And if you got my back, I got your back. You know, I kind of feel that way. I already talked about Peckinpah and his use of tension. That's something that he did. I already talked about the influence, obviously, into Young Guns. I love that they have their kind of code, you know, and the bad guys or the good guys are just paid killers. They're mercenaries. I love the structure of this movie. The one I watched I think the one that is most commonly available now is just the 2.5 hour full on. I know it was shortened when it was first released, right? But I think now we get the official director's cut going forward. It never really loses it. It doesn't drag for me in any moment. It's a 2.5 hour movie that doesn't feel 2.5 hours because you get immersed in the beauty of the art, of the portrayal of this very grounded, even at times brutally so. And I mean grounded, not just in the physical reality, but the internal reality of the characters. This movie's incredibly grounded, very anchored, and I think it soars when it comes to style and structure. And the music, it kind of riffs on your typical Western music, but it also takes a melancholical, somber approach at times that a lot of Westerns didn't.
What's the greatest the ending scene when they go back to them in the village and they're playing that beautiful Spanish song.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing to me. The cinematography
and even
there.
The bit when Angel's singing his song when they first get to his place, like the music is so good. So good.
Yeah. And it's got like this Peckinpah did that in another movie. He did if you've not seen it, I highly recommend it. It's got James Coburn plays Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid's played by Chris Christopherson. And there's a great moment. Bob Dylan's in this movie too. But there's a great scene in it where...
Was that around the time he did that album? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great scene. Slim Pickens.
Is the album for this movie?
It's for the movie, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Yeah, of course. Duh, I'm so stupid.
There's a great moment in that movie where Slim Pickens is always talking about how he wants to get out of New Mexico when the cattle war is over, and he wants to get a boat and go sail. And he gets shot in the gut, and he's sitting there bleeding out. And this other guy, I think this woman's looking at him, and she's crying, his wife. And he's sitting there, knows he's dying, and he's sitting by this little creek. And they're playing Knocking on Heaven's Door. And it's like Slim Pickens knows this is as close as he's ever going to get to the ocean. And it's like, it's fucking heartbreaking, really. It really is. But like, I get that kind of melancholy feeling when they're playing that song at the end of the movie. You know, and all right. Go ahead, Roy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, I was done.
Okay. Fable, I'll let you go. And I got some thoughts after you get done.
Yeah, no, I can't really add much to that. I also was entranced by its cinematography, its the composure of all the shots, right? I love the framing of everything. This is the kind of movie where you could take a still shot and it's a photograph. Any shot.
Print that shit out, put it on the wall.
Take a shot, freeze frame, picture, right? Like every piece of film, every frame is a still photo.
There might be one moment where someone's like, you know, but like, you know, you get what we're saying.
Well, I mean, I dude, when they finally decide to go after Angel, they are all walking through the town, all four of them, and there's a badassery to that image of them walking through that town, all four of them together.
Some Reservoir Dog shit almost, right?
Yeah, and you see the soldiers, and they're surrounded by soldiers with guns, and none of the motherfuckers stepped in the way. They're like, oh.
They're all like, what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing?
Like, if you will, Fable, this right here is just like sums up the movie. That's why it's on the movie poster, I think.
Yeah,
that
100%.
drum beat going. I just had to
Mm-hmm.
share it. I usually don't play clips, but like that just I thought that like also the part where they keep walking and it's like all this great interesting stuff's going on around them, right? Like people running around and like I don't know, it's just a beautifully like and he just thought of that off the cuff. He said, hold on, before we do the final shootout. He only thing he said was I want to do a walk. And that's what he came up with. So I think
Yeah, well,
adding that extra step was perfect. Yeah.
that's a man who I don't know that that's a man who looks at his set and takes a good look at his set and just starts planning from there. Like this angle, that angle, right? Like you
Yeah.
see guys like Steven Spielberg, uh, Carpenter, Cunty, they all do that shit. They walk around the set. They're looking and they're fucking just angling shit, and you can tell that a lot of that was done here. And it comes out beautiful. It becomes timeless. Um, its imagery is also integral to the themes of this film. I think a lot of ways. Um, Flashbacks are different colors from reality, right? There's a warmer tone to a flashback rather than the harsh,
Yeah.
sun drenched, pale. You know what I mean? Versus the Mexican town, little town, right, in the forest or whatever they were in. Um, has a whole different look to it. Um, like you said earlier, the the vultures and the scorpion with the ants in the beginning, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of that going on. And like when we watched it last night, as soon as I saw the scorpion and the ants, I said, "This is what this movie's about." I could already tell. Like right away, I knew he was doing. It was like an essay, right? Your first line should be about what your essay is going to be about, and that he wrote it just like a fucking essay. This is what this movie's going to end up totally being about, and we called it because we're cinephiles, right? We noticed this shit right away. The old worldness, the poverty of these people, right? I love how it's represented here. There was a part where a lady was breastfeeding her child, right? And just the way the camera lingers on her, and she's not particularly beautiful woman, right? But it's not about her nakedness. It's just about her feeding her child in the middle of this
Yeah.
fucking chaotic environment.
It's
Just the
dirty
way,
feeling too. It's like it's kind of like
yeah,
it made William Holden feel like what the
right.
fuck am I doing
It's
here,
it
right?
what I'm saying though. It's not a gratuitous shot of a tit. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
no,
he's
no.
It
not just
shows
trying to
you that
show.
life is
Yeah,
actually happening
happening
in
while all
this
this.
in this
Well, also
setting
Right.
of the theater of violence.
when the brothers are in the other room and he's playing with that bird, then we come back to the bird, and the bird's dead. That's
Yeah.
also kind of a heavy thing they do, I think.
Yeah. The violence um must have been. I have to see other movies of this era, but just seeing the way the blood splatters out of the guy's back,
Yeah,
right? And just that kind I mean, totally see that influence on action movies with that shit, right? Like just the overuse of squibs or whatever it was, the technology of the day to show these brutal shots. Um,
yeah.
I thought was really, really. I, again, I can't say innovative because I don't know
I mean,
what other movies were doing this type of violence at the time.
not really. Nobody was really,
Um,
except maybe Bonnie and Clyde. I think was like this.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that kind of stuff. And the music, like you guys said, yeah, it has that Western stuff to it, but the inclusion of all the Mexican music in it, I think was a great touch in this film. So stylistically, I think it's fantastic. A plus, masterclass.
Yeah,
And structure, yeah, same thing, man. You guys already know we've done so many of these things. I love my short movies, but this one's is long, but you don't feel the length.
yeah,
Uh, it feels like it's all necessary. Like I said, there are thick slowdowns in this where they're just filming the town and doing little tracking shots across the town and just showing the people that I would normally be like, okay, do we really need this? But you need this in this movie. It is giving you a sense of place.
yeah.
So yeah, every every minute is necessary. So structure, I think, is amazing.
He does all these like quick edits where you go from one scene, it'll be like a slow scene to the fast, slow, fast.
Yeah.
And like I can see that in John Woo. I think John Woo was influenced by this fucking movie.
Well, that fucking train heist in particular,
Yeah.
I felt so much influence from that. Like the way that played out, like the silence of it,
The
him
tension.
coming up,
Yeah.
going up on the guys, and he's like, like it's all silent, and they're like, okay, we don't want no trouble, kind of shit. And the way they're pulling off that heist, I was like, damn. I see where a lot of this shit comes from, man. These guys probably watched this movie and said, we need some shit like the train heist and fucking
Well,
Wild Bunch, man. You know what I mean? Like
the only other movie I could think of that was this violent that came out around this time period was Bonnie and Clyde with Warren Beatty. But
yeah, and he caught the guy smoking weed. Remember when he was smoking?
Oh yeah.
I was like, they're smoking weed. Yeah, this
Malta.
Great. Yeah, it's fantastic, bro.
Also, there's just something like it's like all this violence, but there's still something romantic about the way he films it.
Yeah.
You can tell he really has a love for this time period, like, and we kind of get down and dirty with them too. Like everybody's dirty and grimy, and but there's also like a serious tone this movie is. There's some funny shit in it too. Like we're talking about them. He says you were up there in Hondo. He says we were down there with 2 Hondo whores where you was trying to round up horses over a bunch of washers. And then also when they go in there and they're all in the sauna and the brothers burst in and Warren Oates goes, I got news. This is mine. I want y'all to meet my fiance. They all start busting out laughing at him like, what the fuck?
Or where they all drink the liquor and don't give one of the brothers the bottle.
Yeah, that's great.
Start laughing at his ass.
Yeah. And that was kind of like a kinship to them there too, where they're like, they bust each other's shot like us three. I like to think I know you guys pretty good now, and we can bust each other's chops, and they're not like, fuck you. I can't believe you said that to me. So we kind of know each other. So
yeah, y'all pieces of shit.
Yeah, you dumb douchebags.
Been busting Robbie's chops.
Also, I feel like
man.
there's like this sadness to like all of it. Like with Robert Ryan, it's just I can't say enough with Robert Ryan's acting without even having to say any words. The expressions he's, on his like when he finally goes in there and they see Pike sitting there dead, slumped over that gun, holding the gun.
He's sad, man.
Yeah, he's sad. It's like this is his friend.
You know what? What else is sad is watching this guy, knowing who that character is, with all of these fucking buffoons.
Yeah,
who are not the same kind of person as he is.
Yeah, because like he says, if he says, I wish I was with him. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like,
and when Freddie sees him, Freddie's like, "You want to come along?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Like, well, Freddie's like, it's no hard feelings, Dan, because if I was in your position, I'd have probably had to do the same thing, dog. Because the guy says either 30 days to get Pike or 30 days to Yuma. And if nobody knows anything about their history, Yuma prison was one of the worst pieces of shit prisons you could get put in back then. Actually, they talk about it in 310 to Yuma.
Yeah, I was about to say 2 great versions of 310 to Yuma exist cinematically.
That. Yeah, that's right. But also, like stylistically, like I can see El Mariachi in this movie. I can see Desperado in this movie.
Yeah.
I see some, like you said earlier, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
In this film, Hateful Eight and Django Unchained owe a lot to this film. And Tarantino, I get sick of this thing about people saying, well, Tarantino rips movies off. He straight up tells you what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And he does it. And he lets you know this is that movie because he wants people to know these movies.
We were talking about that, excuse me, with the Kill Bill review at Action Fest, right? And we were like, and I was like, what's the difference between this and like a DJ, like DJ Shadow putting together one of his like funky skunk mixes or some shit like that? You know, like it's a remix. It's a folk song.
It's no different than like I watch a lot of Daniel, and I'll tell everybody else if you're a comic book fan, if you can catch a Daniel Warren Johnson live stream, I fucking suggest doing it because he'll be drawn, but he'll say, look, I went to the comic shop and I bought these old comics to get inspiration. He would get inspired by what a spaceship looked like in some 90s comic that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
So
and
like,
people always get caught up in the idea of of a swipe, because that means I gotcha. We have gotcha culture. We're like, we got you. You're swiping this. No, you motherfuckers. I'm saying yes. Like Rob Liefeld got that for X-Force #1 because there's everybody's like, oh, that's from Teen Titans, and Rob Liefeld will be like, yes,
yeah, it was.
yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, Quentin Tarantino takes everything that he's inspired by and he makes it his own. He does his own treatment of it where it becomes a Quentin Tarantino.
Well, the thing is, like,
the only thing about Quentin Tarantino is that he's honest about what he's doing. Sam Peckinpah saw some movies too when he was a kid, and he probably grabbed a lot of shit. Everybody, every artist,
art influences art.
Yeah, absolutely.
John
not even just other films.
Howard Hawks films.
Yeah.
Not even other films, right? Like obviously Howard Hawks is a big influence, right?
Yeah.
But like not even that, but like paintings, right? Like music, like art. Maybe theater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just art in general. And that's what we talk about on all of our channels is art and our love of it. And it's a collective love.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. And it's a collective discussion. And we can all look at a piece of art. And the people at the time that said this was too violent or this was too mean or this was too real, they're right from their perspective.
Yeah.
And art is subjective. And that is something that a lot of people forget, right? Especially when we review movies like The Wild Bunch, where we're all just jerking our dicks off over it over and over.
I mean, we're glazing this movie right now. We are totally glazing this movie. But like I do have a watch list for everybody. If you want to see more Peckinpah, you got to see Straw Dogs, The Getaway, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia for sure. And damn, what was the other one? This one, obviously, but we're talking about it right now. But like in Major Dundee, I would recommend that one's the earlier one. But
that's the one with Charlton Heston, right?
Yeah. Also, he did a movie called The Iker Sanction, which was pretty interesting. I think it was in the 80s was his last film. But
he did a movie called Junior Boner.
Junior Bonner. It's about an old rodeo guy. Yeah.
I prefer to call it Junior Boner because I thought that was a different movie about like a 13-year-old.
Hey Bruce. Well, also the thing about like Tarantino or somebody like that is Tarantino didn't go to film school. His video store that he worked at, Video Archives, everybody knows famously, that was his film school.
Yeah.
And there's just like I don't know, I see like in a lot of his characters, like even with Cliff Booth, I kind of see that kind of old school like masculinity that nobody has anymore. Like as far as like as flawed as Cliff Booth is, he's the kind of guy you want to be as your friend because he's loyal.
The funny thing that I think that Tarantino does with those characters that I don't think he gets enough credit for, because a lot of people, I don't know if you're starting to see it, a lot of people are starting to try to turn against Quentin Tarantino out there.
I know.
Right? They're trying to turn everybody to say that he's like a creep because he likes feet. Y'all don't even know what the fuck I'm into. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, but like what he does is like, he has those kind of characters, but they get put in these fucking situations where they're so like, they almost like, he almost like, he takes that character and he stays true to that character, but he puts them in such a situation where their authentic reaction is almost more like relatable in every man. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, like if you look at just like John Travolta, he's a stone cold assassin in Pulp Fiction, but that's funny. His whole night,
the absurdity, the absurdity,
right? And how he like, and then like you see the moments like where he's talking to Samuel L. Jackson's character, Jules, right? Yeah. And they're talking about like, I don't eat pig, you know, and shit like that. Like, and it's just like, and that's also moments of tension. You were talking about how this movie slows things down and then picks it back up. But then Quentin's able to do with what was not a common practice back then, snappy dialogue.
Yeah.
Right. Because they didn't really have, I mean, they could, their snappy dialogue existed, but like Quentin Tarantino is able to influence or infuse that into
Yeah.
that kind of attention in those scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, if I ever made a movie myself, don't be surprised if you see like the good guy walking on a bad guy and he's like, one shall stand, one shall fall. You know? You're like, where the fuck you got
Yeah.
that from?
Also, the thing, like I was saying earlier about the movie, is like, I think it's so violent because he wants the audience to be at the end of it just appalled by like just how violent the movie is.
He does.
On
And that's a big difference between him and Tarantino. Tarantino and Kill Bill wants us to go, yes!
Yeah.
Like he did when he watched those movies.
Yeah. Plus he's trying to he's also trying to get with the times, because at that time and what was about to come, like 1970, 73, they're trying to push the envelope as far as they possibly can.
And this is one of the first envelope pushers there was.
Yeah.
He's an American filmmaker, but he is, like most people who were American filmmakers at that time, very aware of what was going on in cinema around the world.
France, Japan, Kurosawa.
Exactly. The new wave, all that shit, right? And then we're on the heels of the new wave in America. What, you know, with like Lucas and Spielberg and Coppola. Like
started with Easy Rider, was getting ready to come out soon.
And Easy Rider came out that same fucking year, right? And it's the same idea, and it all results from societal stuff. I love to go on and pontificate about how the booms of horror movies, different ideas correlate to society. Movies in general do that. And if you look at the movements of cinema, and I love that we've been covering movies for so long across all these channels with so many people who have grown up and loved this. We've gone from being like, let's fucking just fucking talk about Spawn to like, let's break down the entire history of cinema. Like I love what we do across all of our channels, y'all. I really, really fucking do.
This year was a changing of the guard because the best picture nominees for this year were Midnight Cowboy, and Anne of 1,000 Days, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, and Hello Dolly.
Yeah, and Butch Cassidy is actually probably what fucked this movie over, right?
Yeah.
Is what I've heard, because it's kind of like 1982 situation, right? Where you had so many great movies come out. Like some would say Tron, not me, but I would definitely say Blade Runner and The Thing. They all get overshadowed by E.T. and Poltergeist that year. Right,
E.T. just fucked the thing up. Nobody wanted to,
right? And 1982 is one of the greatest years in cinema, and
I agree.
69 is one of those. 69 is a gear shift,
right?
Like a milestone gear shift.
You know what's funny about that too is like Lee Marvin turned the role of William Holden's character Pike down.
So many people did, dude. Mitch,
you know what he turned it down for though? Paint Your Wagon, which was a musical. That was
Did Mitch Hedberg turn it down? I think. I think Paul Newman turned it down.
Yeah.
I think Paul Newman's the one that sent him to Holden.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what we said in the 90s. Like there was a few movies in the early 90s, something like True Romance, which is written by Quentin Tarantino, that are like the precursors to Pulp Fiction, to Fight Club, to what was about to happen.
Reservoir Dogs too.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean. These little movies, you can see like the changing of the guard. Like you said,
also,
this movie.
You can see it in Coen Brothers, Blood Simple, Miller's Crossing.
Also, a movie that doesn't get a lot of love anymore, but King of New York.
Yeah.
It doesn't really get a lot of love at the time, but that movie gets a lot of love now.
Yeah, because you get this. Just 4 years later, you get The Exorcist, which is a changer,
and Jaws.
Changer.
Jaws is 2 years after that.
Yeah, you're about to get Jaws. You're about to get The Exorcist. You're about to get The Omen. You're about to get The French Connection. You're about to get The Godfather.
There was a great documentary about the 70s cinema. It was
70s.
It was called A Decade. It was called A Decade Under the Influence.
Yeah,
and it's when people like John Cassavetes, who couldn't get arrested making a film, could go ahead and make a movie like, and if you've never seen this movie, I suggest you go see it, rent it, or buy the Criterion Collection edition. It's called The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. and it's directed.
I've heard of that.
It's directed by God damn, I just said his name. You know what I'm talking about. I just said his name. John Cassavetes. He was in Rosemary's
John
Baby.
Cassavetes, yes.
Yeah. He was he did like some crazy. And it's got Robert Falk in it, which is like an underrated actor. But the 70s was really called a decade under the influence because you had like the movies you mentioned, plus Chinatown, Taxi Driver, The Conversation, TX, which it didn't get a lot of love, and it wasn't that great a movie. But THX 11, what? It was like something ahead of its time, though. Nobody's seen nothing like that.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Last
house on the left.
Yeah.
It happens
Halloween.
Again. It happens
Star
again in the
Wars.
late 70s. Yeah. Star Wars, Halloween. That's the precursor to what we're about to get. Gremlins, RoboCop, like in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's so
there.
Interesting to see the history of cinema decade to decade. Chad, I agree with you. 1982 is great, but 1985, look into that one. That one might be a little bit better to think about.
86 wasn't bad either, honestly. 86 wasn't that bad either.
85 and 86 are like peak 80s, man.
Peak,
especially for horror nerds, man.
Yeah. But like, okay, we're digressing again, so we'll go on to
this feels like a Dylan's horror show, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Hey, you know what?
You can't
I love
have
it.
me and Robbie on this show, bro.
Well, no, we got like 3 people. This is perfect for a 3-person show, though.
Yeah.
So we kind of abandon a little bit of like our little format that Robbie came up with us that we all use. But I've been having fun, guys. This is great tonight. All right.
I'm glad you got to speak about this movie. You touched my heart a little bit when you said you didn't really have too many people to talk to about something you love so much. I think all of us can totally relate.
Well, it's the same thing with comic books, man.
Yeah.
Like before I met people on YouTube, I can't explain how much I love Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting's run on Captain America. And like I would talk to my mom about, you see this right here, Mom? This is Bucky. Bucky was his partner in World War II, and he thought he was dead. And she's looking at me like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I've
gotten that look before.
Just have people to talk to about something like, or when you read something, like when I read The Moon is Following Us, I'm like, I felt like it's one of these things like this movie. It's the same way I felt about The Moon is Following Us or Do a Power Bomb. I wanted to shout from the rooftops that all you motherfuckers need to read this shit right now.
Yeah.
And
100%, dude. 100%. I'm right there with you, man. When I watched, E.T., like you said, and all the stuff from the 80s, people were like, yeah, that was cool.
I'm
but it's
thinking
like,
about
no,
doing
it's brilliant.
We need to do a segment where I could get like movies that you guys have never seen.
Yeah.
And like get your opinion on it, because I got a list of them. Like I don't think you've all seen Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. And there's another movie that was written by the same guy. The guy who wrote this screenplay. It's called The Sorcerer.
Yeah.
And you've heard me talk about it before. It's got Roy Schneider in it. It's free on YouTube. I highly recommend it if you like a movie that's got like just a building tension throughout it. It's just wild. And actually, I'll play the trailer.
That's perfect, man. Just let me and Fable know. We'll definitely be there for any of those, but maybe in 2027 because we got a long horror fest.
Oh no, this will be on down the line. Like I was thinking about like
we're all going to be so worn out in November.
Like,
you don't even realize, y'all. You might want to plan some time off.
That's why. Look, I was going to bring back Bad Cinema this month, but I was like, I can't do it with like Horror Fest coming up, and I'm doing these westerns right now, so I'm just going to wait till after Horror Fest.
What y'all think about that trailer, though, y'all? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, very nice.
That trailer's great, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, we're going to talk about the theme of this movie, which we've already talked about. So I'll go a little bit. I just wanted there's something I want to talk about.
This is like Dylan's horror show, man.
Yeah,
it's like why do we even have a structure? We've already talked about all this.
I know. Well, I did want to touch on this though because. My channel is called Heroes for Hire Comic Club. So to bring it back to comics, just a second, just to tie it all together, these guys are kind of like Captain America in a way. They are men out of time.
Yeah.
You can't stop Father Time. We're not getting any younger. I'm going to be 50 years old on September 7th. So like this movie, rewatching this movie when I did, I think came in a perfect time for me because I don't feel like I'm getting ready to turn 50, y'all. I still, like, for God's sakes, I went and bought a shitload of toys today at a fucking comic
Yeah.
shop. So I don't think I act like a
don't all
50-year-old.
50-year-olds do that, man?
And I'm going to get them out of the box.
Do they all do that?
Yeah, but I'm going to get them out of the box. And you think that this thing right here is going to stay in this box? No, this motherfucker's going to be flying around the room.
Yeah.
When I get it, you know what I'm saying?
With sound effects and everything, right?
Yeah. All right. And I don't care
I mean,
what
I
anybody
think
says.
50-year-olds buying toys is fine. I mean, all 45-year-olds buy Taco Bell cups, right?
There you go.
All right. Yeah, all 50-year-olds pay $12.50 for a fucking cup.
There you go. You
Spider-Man
got the
movie.
cup, man.
So,
Nice.
but anyway, that's all I'm talking about. Like, and these guys know it. I don't keep them in the box. You got to play with
The adult toys.
Yeah, you
gotta
got to keep
play with
those
your
clean
adult
and
toys.
dry, man. So, you know, you want to leave them like on a towel in a drawer or on a shelf is my recommendation.
There you go.
That's true. That's
and
true.
Clean them after every use using a water-soluble soap.
There you go.
Always remember that. Always. Anyway, yeah. And all this
And
adult
always
toy
use
doesn't vibrate.
water-based lubricants, y'all.
That's true.
Just saying. Just saying.
And anyway, okay, we're definitely digressing now.
It's definitely a Dylan Torres show now.
I just wanted. All I want to say was like, I think I've already said it, but I'm going to fucking say it again. I don't give a fuck. The scene where it's just like they're just so sick of this fucking life.
Yeah.
They know it's over with, and like there's a moment after they do the walk and they go up there and they cut Angel's throat, and the way he cuts that scene, you almost believe he cut his throat in front of them, but he didn't really show it.
Right.
And then like how quickly William Holden shoots the general. And then there's this brief moment where all the guys are drunk, they're shocked, they're caught off guard, they're all frozen in their tracks. And there's a moment where they can get away. They could have got away. And they gave each other this look and they just grinned like, fuck it.
They start laughing, dude.
They start laughing. He's like, we're going to go all the way with this shit.
Because they're saying it's all led to this, bro.
Yeah.
Every decision we made, and we're men and we're going to take it.
That's right. Watch those things.
So it's boy butter. Hey, boy butter.
What the fuck is boy butter?
Don't
even ask,
Robbie. Don't ask, okay?
I just spit all over my laptop, dude. I was like,
I'm getting ready to show you what
really
boy butter
blew me
is.
away,
Hold on.
dude. I was really shocked by
Don't
that.
ask.
It's a real thing.
Is that hot in here?
It is.
All right, hold on. Apparently, it's a real thing. I got hold on. Bruce,
are you Googling boy butter right now, bro?
He sure is.
I sure am, because I got to show you a picture.
Oh God.
All right.
Talk about digressing.
Well, it's too late now. We're already
beyond DHS now, brother. We're veering into burial ground.
Boy butter. If you need to get into a tight spot, choose boy butter.
What?
Yeah.
Is that ketchup? Is that parquet? What is that?
Mustard, dude.
It's a personal lubricant.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. No, never mind. Okay. I don't want to get into it.
I've never heard of boy butter.
We should get that as a sponsor, man. Boy butter.
No. I have a preferred lubricant, and I would prefer them to be my sponsor.
Wait, is it what was that other one, Matt?
Astroglide?
Astroglide.
No, man. It was like Swiss some shit. I don't know. It's Swiss something. I don't know. It's a good one. It's water based.
I know somebody said
I get it in Amazon in this big ass thing.
I knew these people that were real country. You know, I'm from Kentucky, and I was like,
That's
I
my
know
boy
somebody said, has anybody got any of that Kentucky State Petroleum jelly? Gun oil.
It's called like Swiss Army or some shit, man. I don't fucking know, man. Swiss Navy? I don't fucking know what it is, man.
Anyway, no, like
it's got multiple uses though. So Swiss Army.
There's a moment where they're like, "Fuck it, man. We're just gonna go all the way. We're gonna shoot them up, and if we don't get out of this, fuck it, we're gonna take all these motherfuckers with us.
Yeah.
And I just like the way it ends too, like where like the guys are like, oh, there's Pike. He ain't so big now, is he? And they go off, and Robert Ryan knows they're not going to fucking make it to the border. That's why he doesn't go with them. He's like, no, I'm not going back with you. And then you hear those gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, what's his name? Edmund O'Brien's character shows up. He's like, so you didn't go with them. He says, them boys didn't get far. He goes, I didn't figure they would.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to be he knew they weren't going to make it. And those guys didn't deserve to make it. Like, those are the kind of guys that don't make it. And it almost has a bittersweet in it. It's got like you got these guys that are like not morally not good people. And like they do reprehensible stuff. They kill women and children. They don't have no compunction about killing women and children or innocent bystanders. They don't give a shit. They don't have any loyalty to their government or anything either. They'll steal from their government to. They don't have no loyalty to people, even though they don't like this general, they'll steal guns for him. But the way he makes you feel about these characters, though, it still hurts when they lose.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, it still's like, damn, I was really liking it. I was really getting to like those guys.
What I really love about it is I almost feel like they don't lose because they never caved in to their code. Right?
Anus, margarine.
Thanks, Jeff, for undercutting my very poignant point right there with anus margin.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm going to play this clip for Jeff.
Your goal here to get everybody to hate you because it's working.
Oh my God.
More clips like that, like lined up. I just have one, and it's for when Brian shows up, and it's just from Twin Peaks when he's like, I'd like 2 eggs over hard.
I got a lot. I got one like this.
Yeah,
like
I haven't done that one in a while.
When Peter interrupt me, I play this one.
Sir, who the hell is interrupting my kung fu?
Oh, dude, I need that shit, man.
Who the hell's interrupting my kung fu?
I saw a meme of that one, the video, and it said the meme said, when people call me when I'm jerking off.
You got the mat set out. You ready to go, dude? You got the tarp.
I'll tell you something I remember from a Pauly Shore comedy tape. I ain't going to say it on a panel, but yeah, because I already said too much. But I don't know. I think it's about time for us to be like Denzel and turn this plane upside down and land this puppy. All right, in Flight. In the movie Flight, I didn't work out too well. But anyway, we need to land this plane eventually. You guys got anything else before we rate it?
Yeah. I would add on to what you're saying with, like, you know, the end of the old ways, the old West, if you will, right? Like, this is it. And yeah, they're not good people, sure. They're robbers, they're stealers, all that good stuff. But there was a certain way to go about your business, and that way is totally dying right before their eyes, right? Like, they felt it, but now they're seeing it. You guys talked about the 2 characters that were like kind of brothers but split off or whatever, and they both have their own encounter with this kind of new era, right? Like the cop, the guy working with the cop, he's seeing these fucking dirtbags. Yeah, that he's got to work with and shit. And like you said, he tells them, well, we're looking for men, guys. Like, I don't know what you.
Actually, their names are Pike and Dick, right?
No,
yeah, Pike and Dick, right? Those names are very similar. They mean like similar things, right? Like a Pike and a Dick are like the same thing.
Okay.
Like
Dick, it's Dick Slayton and Pike Bishop.
There you
go. And then you know, also with Holden's character, that
Dick Thornton. I'm sorry.
He's
Thornton.
seeing this ruthless general dude, right? Like, he has to work for him to get what he wants, but he's seeing how this guy is like over the top or whatever. But I also think it's like that beginning scene that the scorpions, right? Like these guys are the scorpions, right? And they're badass and they're poisonous and they're like kings, but they can't overturn this rising tide of all these like smaller, crazier crab
Yeah.
in a barrel type creatures, right? They eventually have to succumb to this tidal wave of change. And then at the end, we burn it all the fuck down, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where they burn those fucking creatures, they burn the shit down. They're like, fuck it, man. If we're gonna
The
go,
tiny ant as a collective, like what's a king to a mob, right? Like that kind of thing, right? Overtakes the
God,
scorpion,
God to a king.
yeah,
but then who's the god? The fucking kids
right,
King
who
to a
like
God,
are
yeah.
playing on another level.
on another level. Exactly.
And by the way, kids are the fucking shittiest, man. They really are, dude. Let's be honest, man. Kids are the fucking worst. Like, thank God for civilization, right? Because I did heinous things when I was a kid, more heinous things when I was a kid than I do today. I would never burn an action figure today, especially after watching all these Toy Story movies.
Yeah. Well, why do you think Children of the Corn is so fucking scary, bro? Like,
Yeah, Lord of the Flies. Yes, Hook. Fuck them Lost Boys, man. Kill them. Get rid of them.
You guys got anything else where we rate this movie?
I just want to, yeah. I mean, this movie's about time passing you by and the world moving on. You know, like it's very poignant to me, and I don't. This isn't something I don't think Sam Peckinpah could have really. Maybe he did. Maybe this is the real brilliance of this film. It is about our character Pike understanding that his time of his code, his like Bushido code, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Like it's ending, it's over. A new world is taking over. It's also set during a very specific time. So that's dealing with his age, right? Then it's set in a very specific time where America was really about to take a leap forward because of the Industrial Revolution and expansion, right? And then its actual release in 1969, where it's a Western at the end of Westerns. So it's got this trifecta, this trilogy of thematic meaning on so many levels, metatextual and subtextual and right on the surface. It's about a man who is aging, seeing time passing him by and the world moving on. It is about a genre of film feeling the same thing. And it's about a time in history that's undergoing the same process. I think that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You guys ready to rate it?
Hell yeah.
All right. I'll start with you, Robbie. What do you rate it? This is 1 to 5.
This one's easy. 5. 5, you digs? I go with 5. 5, you digs. In fact, 5.069. How about that? Yeah.
All right.
I think this movie's brilliant. I love it. More people need to watch it. And there is a lot of gold in them yonder hills
Yeah.
of Western cinema. It's
5
truly a pleasure to mine. I cannot wait for Fable to do more Westerns throughout the years to come.
We got him signed up for Good, Bad, the Ugly. So
you've never seen that one? Get the
I also suggest you sign up for the Outlaw Josie Wells because that one's
really good. When
I'm
Good,
trying
Bad,
to
the
take
Ugly
a
is what,
break-
the
I'm trying to
19th?
take a break, Matt.
I don't know. You can't take
Yeah,
a
I
break.
know.
I'm inevitable, dude. I'm like, you gotta like help. No, you don't have to. I understand, but
I love you, man. You know I got your back, bro.
I know I love you, brother.
But yeah, 5 you digs, man. I'm very envious that Fable gets to watch Good, the Bad, the Ugly and this movie for the first time in the same month.
I just wish he shouldn't have told me he'd never seen Outlaw Josie Wells because now it's kind of like, dude, you got to see that one fucking too.
Well, I mean, I've seen that movie is the type of movie that I didn't have to see to feel its influence, right? Like that.
Yeah, pop culture osmosis.
Yeah, that. And the fucking poncho and the hat and shit. Like, I've seen so many scenes from that movie that it's like I gotta just fucking watch this movie like eventually at some point.
Yeah. Well, also it's sampled by so many people too.
Yeah.
Metallica used to use it as their intro for their concerts. They play "Ecstasy of Gold."
Yeah,
When
and
he
it's
goes
one of
down
the
the alley.
greatest soundtracks, like film scores of all
Mhm.
Yeah,
time.
yeah. And we're also doing "Blazing Saddles," which I can't wait for.
That one
Let's
I
do it.
saw.
I know
That
you
one.
saw that one. Yeah. And we'll get into that one. But what do you rate it? Number
Talking
5,
about
Fable.
the progressive, right? Mel
Yeah,
Brooks. Let's not forget Mel Brooks,
yeah.
1970s, man.
Mel Brooks, the
Yeah.
comedic genius, best comedic director of all time,
I agree.
right in front of Billy Wilder, in my opinion.
Oh, and in honor uh of the man himself, we'll play this clip just to be a goofballs. If I can find it, hold on. Oh, here it is.
Now she's dead.
No, she's not.
She's alive?
She's Nosferatu.
She's Italian?
Man, why are you gonna pull a clip from his worst movie?
I know that's still a funny scene though.
I love that movie too.
I
bro.
Yeah, I love
fucking
that
hate
movie.
that movie. That's the one movie I cannot stand.
I
Really?
love it.
All
You
right,
gotta
I
anyway.
hate
rewatch
that
it.
movie.
Fable.
I
what do you
hate that
rank?
movie, and I actually don't like Men in Tights as much as other people do.
That
I
one I
love
don't.
Men in
That one
Tights.
I don't like too much, man.
I grew up on that. Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Fable, what do you rate the Wild
My
Bunch? 1
shit.
to
My
5.
shit is the Inquisition.
Yes,
Welcome
History of
to the Inquisition.
Dude,
Here
silent
we go.
movies my shit too, man. I
fucking
love
love it.
silent
That
movies.
scene where
Love it.
Burt Reynolds is in the shower and all those hands start coming.
Yeah. James
Hey,
Caan
Chocomato,
up in that
what do you
motherfucker
say?
too. Like I love
Paul
that
Newman
shit.
in the racing a wheelchair. It was
Yep.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Fable, what do you rank Wild Bunch? 1 to 5.
I think this movie is a masterpiece. I do. I
You know how much that warms my heart. This is the first time watching it, Robbie, and he says that. All right, go ahead.
come on, dude. I mean, listen, man. I think maybe Robbie might disagree with me, but I think I'm one of the most even keel reviewers in PCP. I think I call it right where it should be 90% of the time, unless it's Transformers the movie, then that's a 5.69.
There are certain elements of certain country cinema I don't think Fable quite understands, but yes, I would agree with you.
I
Fable.
understand. I feel the same way about other people, but it is what it is. Yeah, but no. I mean, you got to recognize what this thing is doing, what time it's doing it, and how great it's doing it. I think it has great performances, great cinematography, great themes. I think it's very fucking layered. Like I said, you can take it as a badass Western action movie with guns, bullets, tits, like we were talking earlier, and just leave it there. Or you can also see what's going on under the surface, with what Robbie said, the trifecta of time and the actors that were picked for this movie. That must have been what they were going through. All of them are from old Hollywood, all of them, and they all those guys kind of like got Academy Awards at one point in their careers. I looked up even the old man, fucking Freddie. Freddie got an Academy Award, 2 Emmys.
Damn, they were just passing them out back then, man.
I can definitely feel this movie's influence on the generation to come, even generations later. When you said Quentin Tarantino, I get it, man. I could totally see how he was like, yeah, bro, this is the shit right here. Because I probably would have been right there with him had I been born in 1950 something, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I probably would have been right there with him. So yeah, 5, man. 5. This movie's a 5, 100%.
All right.
I'm so happy because I know what Matt's gonna say.
Yeah. If I could give it a higher score, I fucking would. I'll give this movie a 5 all day long, like every day. I think that like sometimes it gets overlooked, even though it isn't AFI's top 10 westerns of all time. It's actually the top 100 AFI films of all time.
Yeah,
it's a 5 all day and all night. And I think sometimes it gets overlooked nowadays. But like, if you're going to watch Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, this is the movie you should watch after that.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch, like, okay, I'm just saying, like, to me, when it comes to westerns, it's The Searchers, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. This movie, The Outlaw Josie Wells, Once Upon a Time in the West. If you don't watch those, and Unforgiven, which was a
I
later
was about to be
one.
like in Unforgiven,
Yeah.
right? You got to say
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
Unforgiven.
Well, we got to review that one next year.
Honestly, Unforgiven. We did a westerns podcast a few years ago. That was my number one, and I still might stand by that one.
Yeah.
Unforgiven. I would also put in Once Upon a Time in America, in the West, which is
Once Upon a Time in the West. Also, like, there's a few I would shout out. Some other ones like that doesn't get a lot of love. That they're not as good, but they're still good. Like Death Rides a Horse, and the Man That Shot Liberty Valance.
Hang 'em High.
Hang 'em High. Like I said, The Searchers.
Yeah, The Searchers is fucking brilliant, dude.
It's a masterpiece. The Searchers is a masterpiece.
Yes.
And
True Grit, both.
True Grit, The Professionals with Burt Lancaster and Lee Marvin.
Yeah.
Is
Magnificent Seven.
Oh God, the Magnificent Seven, which is
and here's a kind of a weird stretch, but I still stand by this. Quicken the Dead. Sam Raimi.
Oh, Sam Raimi did a great job. You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think he would do a Western. But he
And
did it
both
great.
Young Guns, man. To be honest with you, dude.
And we got to talk about Tombstone too.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Not Wyatt Earp. That movie sucks. Tombstone's awesome.
Yeah,
310 to Yuma, both versions.
Yeah.
Here's one that doesn't get brought up, and I don't. Well, two of them, and I don't know if they're westerns, but I love Posse.
Open Range.
Rosewood.
Posse, and what was the second one you said?
Rosewood.
I've never seen Rosewood, but
I've seen
Posse
that,
with
yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
bro.
Mario Van Peebles.
Yes,
Open
that
Range.
movie.
Does anybody remember Open Range?
Yeah, that's one of the better Kevin Costner westerns.
I don't think it's a Western, but Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't do that one. Okay, so like not a film, I guess a television miniseries, but Lonesome Dove. I'll just boom. Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, you gotta use Lonesome Dove. There's like a lot of those in the 80s.
Robert Duvall, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, they did a
Danny
lot
Glover.
of those in the 80s, yeah.
Fucking Fable is swigging that Coca-Cola like they were swigging that goddamn whiskey in this movie.
Boy.
Yeah.
You guys opened Pandora's box here.
So we got 2 5s and a 5.069. What does that leave our score at, Robbie? That's not that hard. Is it 5? Is it 5.069?
I think we should take the enthusiasm of the show, the panel, and the discussion and actually put that in as a fourth man and come up with a Heroes for Hire Comic Club average of a 5.69.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Because there were enough titties, Fable said, so.
Big
So, Western Month is going to continue. Oh, but Bruce sent me a message. He said, this is his personal lubricant, I think. It's called Gun Oil.
Lord.
Toy friendly, apparently.
Hey, it's water-based. I like that. I like that.
All right. So we're going to continue on in the next few weeks with Western Month. Next up,
I'm mad that Bruce sent you that, bro.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Blazing Saddles, and so we're doing The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly next Wednesday at 9. Maybe I don't know. It's a Western masterpiece in my opinion. Then
another one. I mean, spoilers. Everybody's going to say a 5 for that one as well.
Yeah, this one as well.
Probably this one too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And undoubtedly, this one too, probably.
Yeah, I think you just booked a 5. You dig fucking
Western.
Month, bro.
We don't fuck around here on Heroes for Hire Comic Club. All right.
You're gonna run out of ideas, man. You're gonna be doing some bullshit at some point. You're gonna be like, well, I guess today we're talking about. I'm trying to think of a really shitty Western, but to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to think of one right now.
Yeah, I don't really know, but it's definitely there's a couple of them. You know, like if you rent them, you'd be like, I want my $2 back. Like,
I want my $2.
He's ready. He's like when the fucking Mexicans got a machine gun. He doesn't even know that they need a tripod or whatever. He's just like,
yo, wait a minute, hold on. I'm glad you brought that up because that was the weirdest stretch scene of the whole movie. Like, let go of the trigger, dude. He's like,
He just I don't know how to stop
Oh,
this
and
thing.
then he tries to act like he's real smart later on. He goes, "Remember to put it on a tripod." It's like, all right.
I love that guy though, man. He was
This
great in
movie
this
does got some humor to cut in to the serious and heavy. It's a heavy movie, right? But it's also got a lightness to it. Not a lot of like roles of agency for women, though. I will
Not
say that.
really.
I just want to get that.
And we
stated.
talk about Bad Girls from the '90s with Drew Barrymore and Andy McDowell.
Yeah, Jeff, you're right. Shane's a great one, man.
The Man from Snowy River.
High
Yeah.
Noon is a great one.
High Noon. Oh my
Dude,
God.
Lon Chaney Jr. is so good in High Noon.
Also, she wore a yellow ribbon.
I've never seen that one.
It's a John Wayne movie. It's he's in the cavalry. It's pretty good. And there's a lot like that, like Red River. It's another one where John Wayne and Montgomery Clift are brothers.
I think you should keep doing Western Month because, man, I think you got a lot of knowledge to teach a lot of the rest of us. Because
I do.
Yeah, I'm not a Western expert at all, but like I think a lot of us could learn a lot from you.
But can we not sandwich it between Action Fest and Sci-Fi Horror Fest?
I'll tell you what.
We have too many fests now. Somebody wanted to create Sci-Fi Fest.
Yeah, but that's in February, dude. We got a whole.
When do we got Comedy Fest? When are we doing that?
Well, dude, then I get 2 months a year for Cruise Choice.
Yeah.
I got 3 months basically. For
Well, your
Horror
ass
Fest.
want to take 3 months for a fucking Horror Fest. Jesus.
Yes. You're lucky it hasn't grown.
Urban Cowboy? I don't know about that one.
I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel called Horror Fest.
I think you need to.
For real.
I mean, like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I love Halloween, but I don't start celebrating in August. But like, apparently we are now. So
yeah. Plus, I hope you guys realize, like, man, Robbie puts a lot more in a promo for Horror Fest and shit than he does. Like what?
I feel like
the fuck? Are we chopped liver?
I gotta step my game up. I feel like I'm watching. I'm like, I gotta step my fucking game up now.
I fully expect you guys to show out for freaking Sci-Fi Fest. You know, it was only me and Robbie, but let's blow that up a little bit.
I've already got the list for Sci-Fi Fest down, bro.
Yeah,
see, I love what Two Gun just said because he said Horror Fest isn't long enough, man.
Oh, fucking
That's why we got Dylan's Horror Show and Blood Splatter Chatter, everybody.
shit.
And coming soon, Horror Fest, the YouTube channel.
All right, well, hey, that's a good segue. Robbie, tell us what you got coming up.
There you go.
Because
What do I got
we're
coming
going to
up?
be
Shit.
introducing the schedule this weekend.
Yeah, I will. Like before that, though, tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, we're having the monthly comic book review for July. It's a week late because I had the Mark Russell conversation last week. But we'll be talking. It's going to be me and Eric and Stu and Greg. We're going to be talking about our favorite comic books of July. So that's going to be fun. Then Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Time, I'll have James III on the show because he's got a Kickstarter he's doing right now of a not safe for work comedy comic called Scientits.
Oh shit!
Get it? Like it's like scientist, but scientits.
Did you tell Scotty? You gotta tell Scotty about it.
I'm just everybody needs to know because he hasn't made his goal yet, and we really need to push him for PCP. But y'all, all of us thirsty motherfuckers are gonna love this shit. Find him on Kickstarter. It's called Scientits. I'll send y'all links. So we'll be talking about that on Friday. So definitely check that out. It should be a cool conversation. He's also writing Dynamite's Aladdin right now, which that's a weird dichotomy. I cannot wait.
Contrast right there, right? Yeah.
So what are you like writing Aladdin one day and Scientits the next day? Like, I'm really excited. He's a really cool guy. He's a comedian. He was on a show called The Astronomy Club. That just type in Astronomy Club, George Washington Carver. You'll see him. That show was really good. He's a great comedian. He's a great guy. He's been on the show a few times. That's Friday. Saturday, nothing. Saturday's my homie's birthday, Kevin. So we're gonna go hang out with Kevin for his birthday. Sunday, Rockin' Robbie Live, the final show. No, it's not the final show, y'all. That was all bullshit. I got a lot of response, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was just feeling weird.
He was going through a phase.
I was going through a phase, but we're doing a Rockin' Robbie Live this week because we are introducing the Horror Fest lineup in full. You've seen the teaser. It's awesome. The teaser's great. I will warn you, Matt and Fable, do not put it on your videos. You will be demonetized.
I'm not.
I made no money off the weekly comic book review this week because I put it in there and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I want more people to know about Horror Fest.
You know, the video I played, the intro I played, this one's already demonetized because I took that music from YouTube, but apparently when I played the video on Facebook yesterday, it's copyrighted music. So
it was the music. It was the music in the trailer that got the. And, you know, I put it on the fucking weekly comic book review, which I shouldn't have done, but I did because I knew that would get a lot of eyes on it, right? Like thousands of eyes on it, and. So yeah, I like a quarter of my YouTube revenue was tanked this month. Who cares?
No.
Who needs a phone?
Yeah,
but anyway,
say, no blind bags for you this month, buddy.
Yeah, no shit. But got some good blind bag pulls recently. Anyway, so
you did. I saw that.
We should videotape more of those. So anyway, what was I saying? So that's Sunday, and then right after that, Dylan's Horror Show returns. We're going to be talking about Match, which is a Tubi original, I believe. I don't think I've ever watched a Tubi original, and I don't really fully trust Dylan on this one. I kind of said, why don't we do Ice Cream Man? And he's kind of said, we should wait until we can all get a chance to watch it. I was like, you're right. I probably won't even have time to watch it this week. So I got to watch a bunch of fucking Toy Story movies because Monday night, Toy Story, the franchise, all 5 Toy Story movies reviewed on PCP movie night, and then a week after that, Horror Fest, y'all. So very pumped.
I want to give a shout out to Chad. He was the one that suggested Westerns.
Yeah, and we talked about a war month too.
Yep.
But we got to rotate some shit sometimes, maybe. we got to do like a Westerns month, and then this. Like, we can all make it work out together.
Well, I can handle it.
Y'all just let me know how you feel after Horror Fest, man. You guys have no idea what the fuck.
Well, I think Horror Fest, Action Fest, March Madness, and Sci-Fi Fest should be staples, though.
They should be.
They all go hand in hand.
And for me, Crew's Choice is a staple. Yeah. But I can always make Crew's Choice a part of fests by telling everybody that they have to pick a war movie.
Well, you got
like one of my favorite Crew's Choice.
Yeah,
I love Crew's Choice because we always get different picks, movies I never would have thought to watch. But I loved it, like with the year we did the Tom Cruise choice, and like we all had to pick Tom Cruise movies, and Brooks had no idea what the fuck to pick. He's like, I fucking hate Tom Cruise. It's like, I don't know, pick Risky Business.
Yeah,
and then we all watch it. We're like, this movie's really fucking good.
Well, you could also take. I don't know. To me, I almost feel like March Madness to be part of Horror Fest.
It is. It's like an extension.
March Madness is slightly different.
Yeah.
See, March Madness is a mini Horror Fest to scratch that itch for me so that Horror Fest doesn't expand beyond August, September, and October. So I get to have March, and it's also clever. It's March Madness, right? But we try now. It was like we would just pick horror movies, but now we do try to theme it towards subjects of madness.
Well, I got a good idea for one, too, actually. The Madness of King George and A Beautiful Mind.
Yes. Yeah. See, those would work. Like Pie is one I'm thinking about picking for next year.
Requiem for a Dream would work too.
Requiem for a Dream would work.
Well, we did.
Dylan has done, or Verno did a Black Swan, right?
Falling Down.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Falling Down wasn't anything horrific.
Yeah, Falling Down works. Like, so it expands beyond just a horror thing. I like to do the horror tinged ones. I like to do a lot of like giallo during March Madness as well, and a lot of Italian films.
Yeah.
But y'all are going to be blown one day when I just go, hey, if you want to be part of March Madness, they got to be about basketball.
Well,
like, this is the one year where we all
everybody's going to pick Hoosiers and Blue Chips.
There's plenty of great basketball
I'll pick
movies.
White Man Can't Jump right off the top. Right off the top.
There are some good ones, actually. You're right.
There's a lot of great ones.
There's some bad ones, too, like Celtic Pride. Does anybody remember that movie? Okay.
Like Space Jam, too.
Okay, we're coming up on like, all right. So, Fable, what do you got coming up?
Nothing much. Sub up to one collection down so I can have the privilege of being demonetized like the rest of these guys. Um, Catch Us Sunday, Dylan's Horror Show match to the original. Excited, man. Something I've never seen.
Yeah, we get to watch it with commercials. I hope we make a
and
note of the
listen.
commercials you see. I want to know if we see the same ones.
Dylan, yeah, I know about fucking hepatitis C or some shit like that. Right in the middle of some horror shit. Yeah, come check us out there. What are you doing Monday? Oh, Toy Story. So I won't be there. Matt, what are you doing next week?
Well, what movie? Oh, we're doing
Good,
this
the
one
bad,
next
and the
week.
ugly.
I
Yeah.
will be on the good, the bad, and the ugly with my brother Matt. First time watch also, so can't wait. Heard, like you said, cultural osmosis movie, but I'm gonna watch it from beginning to end. We're gonna see
It's free on YouTube. We'll watch it backstage if we need to.
Yeah. So yeah, catch us all, man. All these good people. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Of course, love you guys. You guys are the best, man. Horror Fest, August 17th. Rockin' Robbie, the Omen, freaking franchise, man. Let's do it. Let's start Halloween 2 months early because Robbie just can't fucking wait.
Y'all know it's year round for me, so y'all, like I said,
I
y'all are
already know
kind of
that.
lucky.
I'll be joining Horror Fest, but in October, the proper month. But anyway, I'm just playing. Horror Fest is always a blast, man. Come catch us, Matt, me, Rocket Robbie, Blood Splatter Chatter, Metal Elf Collectible, Dylan's Horror Show, the biggest fucking Horror Fest ever of all time.
It's truly.
Yeah.
And y'all,
69
there's already
movies.
been some backstage discussions of my ideas for next year, and these guys are already like, "You're fucking crazy, man. Let's go." We're like the wild bunch. We're like, you know what, dude? Fuck it, let's go.
I forgot a couple things I got going on. I got a video came out earlier today about did a little deep dive into Transformers #1.
Let's go.
1984.
It's a weird stretch of an issue, man, by the way. When you really look at it, just as a single issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got my comic book preview video coming out Friday. And we're going to talk about is this Image's next big hit, Hammer Fist.
Sponsored by Gun Oil.
Sponsored by Gun Oil.
My answer to that is yes.
Well, I mean, you got Epting and Remender together. Shit, that's all I need. When they said Steve Epting and Rick Remender are working on the same book, I said, take my fucking money now.
Have you read it yet?
Not yet. I'm getting ready to after this show.
It's so good. So it's so crazy because think about this when you read it. Steve Epting was drawing comics in the early 90s. Like Leather Jacket, Avengers era.
Yeah, Avengers.
That's Steve Epting. And then when you read this, just look at that. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude? This guy's gotten so much better. It's crazy. Read Velvet. If you guys have never read Velvet, one of his collaborations with Ed Brubaker, read Velvet. Really good book.
Also, Sunday I have my new Comic Book Day preview show, the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. We'll talk about the upcoming new Comic Book Day books for next Wednesday. And this may be one of the last episodes for a while because I'm just kind of running out of guests, to be honest with you. So we have another episode of Comic Conversations Tuesday, and my guest will be West Coast Avengers. So
oh, super cool.
And which is
but you're just gonna have to start reaching out to creators now.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I've decided that I'm just going to reach out to them. And I kind of fucked up the first time I did that with Zerdy. I asked him, and he was like, I said, do it on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Like he was going to have to do it that day, or I was not going to have him on the show, So I realized what I need to do is just like, I have this show. We can do it whenever you want to. It can be pre-recorded if you want. We just, let me know what time is best for you. And that's probably the best way to do that, right?
Yeah.
Because they're busy people. They got deadlines to make. They go to conventions. So anyway, we'll talk about that. Maybe you can give me some pointers about that, guys, after the show. But man, I really appreciate you guys being here. This review lasted as long as the movie. We were at the 2 hour and 21 minute mark. So
it's good, bro. It's good.
And like it just shows you don't need 6 people on the panel to make the show a good show.
Or really fucking bad too. Like
Yeah. All right. Hey, have fun at Statue Con, Chad. We'll see you.
Yeah, Chad. Oh, yeah.
And just remember, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I was going to try to say something smart, like something from a Western or something, you know?
Well, you know that after this conversation tonight, Matt, they're going to be coming for us.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, damn right. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys later. Get along, little doggies, I guess.